And everybody can hear, see. I'm gonna wait till people confirm that hearing, seeing thing that's all the rave these days. Alright. Yeah, well, I've got a computer here that's working. I've got an interesting story to tell. Trust me on that one. When you can see and hear stream peeps on the recording, this is gonna look and sound silly, but when you can hear and see me and all that, just please let me know so I can be like, oh, right, let's do this. Hey there, real Nitro Lad. I do not believe you're the real Nitro Lad. All right, you can hear and see. Hi there, Emily. Is the stream going to be uploaded afterwards? Yes, it is. Immediately afterwards. Don't worry. There will be some things and stuff I'm asking here, so yeah, I'm doing well there. my. All right, so in front of us we have Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake. The audio is turned off because... All right, so let me explain something. I worked on this game on Windows 7. This computer right here is a Windows 10 computer. And one thing I found out, most of my projects are fine, except Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake, probably because I did some stuff, so I'm gonna have to fiddle around more with the game code to see if I can get it work. Here's what the audio currently sounds like. Then I'll just turn it up for a second. Ah, that beautiful, beautiful chippiness. That's alright, Tom. Alright, so I have a lot to cover, but I'm just going to start off with trying to get back into the groove of things. I've been working on Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake. I'm not going to be showing off too much here because I've actually gone pretty far into this when I was going off with stuff, so I gotta sleep soon. It's part of the fun. Hi there, Scarecrow. That's a pretty creepy Scarecrow. I'm going to go like one more room and then I'm going to stop. But I've been working. Things have been coming together actually pretty well here. Just got to march on ahead with all the sparkiness you can muster. The lantern keeps the cabin lit. You don't say there, little Marshall. We're not going to continue on the path forward. We're just going to enter into the graveyard for a second. It's alright. Things are fine down here. Don't ignore that. We're also going to go up here. And we're going to ignore this. But anyways, yeah, this will be part of the YouTube video. So let's actually start talking about things. We're going to switch windows off here. I guess I should show this window for doing it. So I have a lot to talk about. This will probably be somewhere between 30 to 90 minutes. If I was completely on point, we'd be done in 30 minutes. But I already know myself. I'm probably going to get distracted, so it's going to probably take 3 times as long as I wanted to. So, firstly, I guess I'll get the first basic point up. YouTube videos will become a thing, again, starting in July. I do want to talk a little bit because I don't know what people are interested in. The process of me saving videos from my old computer is a little bit complicated, and before anything else, let me tell this story. So at the very end of April, now about, not the very end of April, it was like a week or two before the end, so about 6-7 weeks ago, my computer, the one which I've had for 8 years, since 2012, didn't die per se, but it's network card fried. Now, I could replace the network card, and I thought about it, but honestly speaking, that computer was over 8 years old. It was showing its age anyway, and I actually got to a new computer during the Black Friday sale last year, and partially thanks to Gronk's donation stuff, so I had some extra money, and I knew my computer was old, so I decided to replace it, so I was like, So I'm not in a permanent setup right now. I'm still in the process of sort of cleaning and dusting my room. This is an old house, and my room is dusty, so I've been dusting it out. I have this temporarily set up in a non-permanent location, partially because it bothered other patrons here, but at the moment it's fine, though. People are at work and stuff. I'm not at work, I'm here. But talking about this there, I can do stuff here, and the computer's fine. It actually works great. I'm happy with it, though I'm adjusting to the difference between Windows 10 and Windows 7. However, trying to rescue stuff off my old computer has been a process. Originally, I was using my phone, but I discovered, unfortunately, David, don't come out here out of nowhere with that, okay? You caught me. I've been missing you too. All right. David's an old-time friend. He and I have known each other. David, you're not going to believe this. We are very close to have known each other for 10 years at this point. We met each other, it would be 2009. Are we almost at the 11-year mark? Wow. Anyways, you shouldn't be nervous. My computer is still working, but it's network card fried. And again, I could replace it. The computer itself is still working. Actually, it's honestly speaking, with how much I've abused that old computer, I'm surprised it's working as well as it is. Hey there, Steven. But what I was going to say there is my computer, I've almost never turned off. I turn it off when I go on vacations. When I just go to sleep, I leave it on. It's been on 24 hours, almost 7 days a week for almost entirely the past 8 years, and it's fine still. I don't know. It's a kicker, apparently. It's still working fine, except for the network card, which finally got fried after so long. But yeah, I like Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2 Remake a lot. Resident Evil 7 is my third favorite Resident Evil game. Resident Evil 2 Remake is in my fourth position right now. Yep, you're correct, Tom. You and I met. Here's how I remember how long we've known each other. Because I met you somewhere in the when I was like late 12 years old. So yes, we are at like the 16-year mark at this point because I'm almost at 29. Anyways. So much to talk about. This is what I'm talking about. I get so distracted. Anyways. So the process of me transferring videos from my old computer to this computer, originally I was using my phone, but I broke my phone. I am going to get a replacement pretty soon. What happened is I'd been watching too much on Netflix late at night because, my phone. And I had it plugged in just because my old phone's battery was bad, so it always had to be plugged in. And one day I accidentally chipped off the part on the inside, and that was after like over a month of using it, so I don't break it. I don't blame it. And I watched all of Breaking Bad. I hadn't seen the show before, and I liked it. Anyways, yeah. Damn, that's granny voice. I can do a lot of voices. Anyways, going with all that, I know that lawn. It is pretty funny. Anyways, so I've been using a USB drive to transfer videos from one to the other. It's a slow process, but it's been working. Now, I have uploaded a lot of videos. Now, here's the point where I figure out which tab. Here it is. So, like, here's Layers of Fear Inheritance and Layers of Fear, which I never got to uploading. And here's Clock Tower 2. Now, you're going to notice I've been debating if I should edit these, like, download them or what. Because, like, do people want a part 28, part 29, part 30, and part 31, which are like, this one's a minute and 19 seconds long. This one's and then there's other parts that are older, like this part is not the best representation of things. But we get to a point eventually where they start becoming like hours long. Fuck. As you can see, 40-second part. But there's some important stuff, so I can't cut it out. And then like this part's over an hour long. So I've been debating what to do with really complicated series like this because they should be edited, but I'm not in a good setup to edit them, and there'd be a lot to edit if I did that. Here's the Fatal Frame Japan thing. Steven, I thought of you a lot when I was thinking about what videos to save. I saved everything I thought you personally might like. You're going to get that. I saved Nocturne. I saved Clock Tower. I saved the Fatal Frame Japanese thing. I saved Harvester. I saved Undertale even. I don't know why, but apparently in my time of what should I save, because you're the only person who approaches me reminding me about video series you want me to upload, I thought of everything that you wanted and I made sure I saved them. So be happy about that. Okay, I'm not going to talk about Resident Evil 4 Remake. Trust me, it's not even worth talking about at the moment. It's years off. You're going to be waiting for a while. Anyways. A lot of that, I saved Fran Brow. There's a lot of video series I still need to save. It's an ongoing process. But starting in July, I'm going to try and make it July 1st, but if I'm a little bit late, don't hold it against me. I'm going to be trying to make daily video uploads. I'm still debating what I should do with video series. They're kind of a mess, like a lot of them. Like, part 15 in this series is a minute and 20 seconds long, while part 14 is almost 2 hours long. And I should edit it, but that'd be a lot to edit, and I've got so many other things going on. I might just upload it raw, or maybe I'll try figuring something out for some of the problem cases. I know Harvester's a great game, and if we go back to this, I've been uploading a lot. So Fran Brow, there's D4, there's Bright Day, there's Clock Tower First Fear. Clock Tower First Fear had a lot of splits in it. There's Harvester. Alright. However, what I will say of this, Rolling with it, there are video series that'll be easier to edit and upload, and when I start recording new videos, which I'll get to talking about in a second, I'm going to try and record them in a way so I don't end up in this position where I'm like, I have to edit this. I can't just make this into a bunch of mini videos that are like weirdly timed out so that some parts like multiple hours long and other parts like a minute and a half long, but yeah, I don't want to edit them. I don't even have the editing hardware on this computer yet. So there's that going for me. It's been a process getting back on all my accounts. I am worried I might permanently lose my Discord account. I need to try something, but I'm not able to yet. But if I permanently lost my Discord account, that fucking suck for a few reasons. Hey there, how's it going there? I'll say it like Elias, and hopefully that's the correct way to say it. Alright, now for stream stuff, this is something which I actually have to talk to you guys a little bit personally about. If I can have your ears, if you care at all about me streaming. If you don't care about me streaming, you don't need to listen to this part. But if you care about my streaming side of things, this is the part to lend your ears because I have a personal question. Alright, so yeah, Vegas fun. I need to get back into Vegas stuff. There's been editing requests, and maybe I should take up the editing request, but yeah. So anyways, here is a Steam account. What I've decided to do is a new system for streaming. In the past, I had troubles picking games, and I know I like a lot of stuff. I'm still downloading the game, so you see all these download queues stuff. But I've been downloading all these games. Basically, my idea is to have a list of 100 games, and then I'll work down the list of 100 games, and every time I take a game off this list, I can add another one to it. The reason why it's 100 is because I'm an incredibly indecisive person, and this is just an easy list for me to remind myself what I can play. And I'm going to start trying adding non-Steam games to this list too, just as temporary launchers. And it's going to be a new system I'm going to be using. So previously I used to spend hours trying to decide what to play on some days if I didn't know ahead of time. I've decided a method that would work for me when I start streaming again. Now for streaming, I'm not going to have any sort of schedule. I'll just sporadically do it. I could do it today, for example. There's nobody here. Nobody would care if I was being loud. And I have time. But I decided to do this because I'm also working on project stuff, so streaming is not the focus for me. I want to get some stuff wrapped up. We'll talk more about my Yai Gameworks stream stuff, or game stuff, I should say, in just a second. However, I will show you the 84, technically 90 titles I have picked, and then afterwards I wanted to leave the last 10 slots of this open to you guys, which I'll talk about in a second, because I've got legitimately a bajillion Steam games. A bajillion Steam games. It's not actually a bajillion, it's closer to 9,000. I own a lot of Steam games. I've collected them over time. If I go to my account for a second, I guess I can just click this to get to it. I own, let's see, give it a second. Hello there, Grayson. Excellently Poetic, James Deese, and all the fun. This will take a second to load. No, not my friend activity. I want to go to my profile. Though it is nice that Andrew owns 2 more games. I have 8,650 games. And I've put, so far, 84 here. Now I'm going to mention this. Zero Escape is a maybe, and I have not put on the list. I'll show this full list in just a second. Before I show the full list, I also have these games right here, which I'm going to... Wait. I forgot. You guys can't see the window. I'm stupid. Let me show you guys something right. Sorry. I forgot that this wasn't the older OBS. I seem really stupid right now. Trust me. I'm getting used to this. Give me some slack. All right. So here's actually what I wanted to show you guys. Window switch. That's the window. But does it show up? No. You guys just see... why does it not show my Steam library? Oh, I'll figure out another way to show this. Technical difficulties. Ignore the man behind the curtain. Alright, let's see. If I wanted to change the thing that was streaming here... I guess I could just do it... I could do it like this. Okay. I'm going to try a new stream capture. Can it be a display capture, but like a section of the display? Yes, I know it can be. This will take a second of editing. You guys are going to see like everything on my desktop for a second. Just be prepared for that. Do not capture... Actually, you know what? No, do not capture my cursor. So you're going to see my whole desktop for a second. It doesn't really matter. There's like nothing on my desktop. Oh, hey, you actually did not see my whole desktop. In fact, you saw almost entirely the part of the desktop I wanted you guys to see. That's actually a bit funny. All right. So, here is my Steam account. If I go to my profile, I have 8,650 games. So going back to my library, I've prepared a games to play soon category in Steam. And in the past, when I've been streaming, it's taken me a while to pick what game to play. Part of my problem is I honestly have too many games. Between the thousands of free games I had downloaded on my old computer, the 8,650 games I have on my Steam account, all the physical games I own, because I own nearly every horror game on nearly every platform that's ever existed. I am a huge collector and hoarder. Don't blame me. Well, it is my fault. But I decided I was going to try and limit myself to putting launches onto here and other methods. Now, there are 6 games I don't own which I want to play, which I put on here because they're not, well, 2 of them are on Steam yet. Journey, the famous walking simulator that was on PlayStation 3, which everyone knows what Journey is, I'm pretty sure. That comes out on Steam on July 11th. Outer Wilds, which is a game I've been waiting to come off the Epic Games Store for a while, and I've been incredibly excited for, comes out on Steam on June 18th. Lost Ember is already out. I decided to wait for a Steam sale because the Steam Summer Sale starts on the 25th, but you didn't hear it from me. Then Tales from Off-Peak City is a game by a developer, which I really like, which came out last month, and I didn't realize it until I was looking for games to add to this list. So I'm going to wait and see if it goes on sale during the Steam sale. And then there's this game called Paranormal HK, which was also my to buy list, which I decided to add these 6 games onto the list, even though they aren't listed here yet. Now, the 6 games I do have listed here, I have 10 slots open, which I want to ask you guys about in just a moment. Yeah, Lost Ember. Here's the games which I have currently on my to-play list. Let me clarify something. How I'm making this playlist is I'm trying to fill it up with 100 games, and then after that, I will not put any more games on my list to stream until I've cleared one of the games from the list. Now, let me clarify what I mean. It's either I play it and I don't want to play it anymore, so I take it off, or I play it and beat it like I usually do with almost most games I play. So, currently from the games I do own, I have on the list, on my to-play list onto the stream things, Abzu, Arx Fatalis, Bioshock, Broken Reality, The Call, Call of Cthulhu, which is the more recent 2018 version, Catherine Classic, Scenario Somna, The Coma 2, because I played The Coma 1, Cry of Fear, because I mean actually beat it for one point and like actually do a let's play of it. The Cursed Forest, Dark Souls, which yes, I've not actually played Dark Souls. I played 4.5 hours of Dark Souls and I streamed it previously. It'll be part of the videos that I need to upload, but yeah. Dead Rising, Dead Secret Circle, Dead Space, which I have played before, but I mean to do a let's play of it. Demons Never Lie, Detention, which I've actually not played. Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor, Distraint 2, I played the original. Dusk, which I was playing previously on stream. I might have to start all over. I'm not sure if the cloud saved my save file, but I think I want to start all over regardless. Anyways. Echo, The Endless Empty, Everybody's Gone to Rapture, Fibrillation HD, First Winter, Flower, because, Journey's coming out soon, and I've been actually meaning to do an LP of Flower. Get Even, Grey Dawn, Grim, Hell's Blade, Senua's Sacrifice, which I'm actually not spoiled on even. The Infectious Madness of Dr. Decker, Infra, Infection N203, this is supposed to be kind of a weird, bad, good, Silent Hill thingy-majigger. I've heard some people have very mixed thoughts on it, but I'm very interested in trying it out for myself. Kentucky Route Zero, Killer 7, Kyo's Adventure, Life is Strange. I've actually played the first 1.5 episodes of this, but then my save file got corrupted. But guess what? I'm on a new computer, so it doesn't matter. Light Clay, The Line, Lisa, which is another game I've been meaning to play for a long time. Little Nightmares, which yes, I have not played yet. Love Sam, Mad Father, Malbolgia, My Big Sister, Narcosis, Neptune, Observer, Onimusha Warlords, The Overdreamer, The Pain Creek Killings, Palma Orphanage, Pastrout the Starving Artist, Pathologic, and Pathologic 2. I've played a little bit of both, and I've even played this one on stream. I'm not sure if it saved my save file. If it does, I'll resume from that. I've been meaning to do a let's play on this because it's going to be a long one, these two will. But I enjoy it. A Plague Tale Innocence, Quantum Break, Remothered Tormented Fathers, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Sally Face, Saw, A Short Hike, Smile for Me, The Sauna Sai. I did do a Let's Play of Say and Uda forever ago, but YouTube deleted back then. Now I can mark as adult content, and hopefully I can censor a little bit more than I did back then. Because I've been meaning to do a Let's Play of this again, because I did enjoy it. Sonic Mania, which I have played, but I haven't done the full Let's Play of. Steven Universe, Save the Light, Subnautica, yes. Thank you. By the way, Tom gifted me Subnautica forever ago, and I will always appreciate it because I've actually come to really like it. It's one of my favorite survival games. A Son of Salt, Sunset Overdrive, Tacoma, Tales of Vesperia, which this one will be another long one, but I've been wanting to do it for a long time. Tamashi, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, which my sister's actually working on the sequel for this game. I would like to finish this one before the sequel comes out so I can play the sequel. I have the sequel already pre-ordered. Oh, here comes a little bragging story. Don't tell the public this. My sister is currently... She was originally just working mainly on the DLC and some side quests in the main game, but she was doing such an excellent job, and they need some hands on deck. She's a narrative designer, I'll mention. You can remote play that shit. Oh my! But I was gonna say, she actually, I've been teasing and poking some fun at her because she got the responsibility to be the lead narrative designer on the last stretch of the game, which basically means like the final few hours of the game. That includes the final boss, the ending, and etc. And I'm like, well, it's one of her first big jobs. And the original Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, the part that she's currently the lead narrative designer of, was the worst part of the original game. So on one hand, she can't get worse than the original game did it, but on the other hand, good luck, because Nicole's the name of my sister. You're the one capping this off. You hope you do your best. Make it a good ending. Well, she's not like in charge of the ending, but she's narratively designing like the last few levels, final boss, and etc. So good luck to her. Vanquish, Visage, We Happy Few, Wire Lips, The Witch's House MV, which I've been meaning to complete, like the hard mode thing of it. The Witness, Wolf Among Us, Yumaniki, Dream Diary, and UP Psycho. Now, for my own personal system, I have 10 games left, and I've been sitting trying to decide what I should make these 10 games, but then I thought, you know what, I can save the last 10 slots for Stream Peoples. So now that I've shown everything in my hands and cards of what I want to focus on, yeah, Nicole's been doing good work. Yeah. I've got a lot to play. Now, before I continue this, when will I start streaming? I don't know. Currently, my setup where I am right now, I could stream on, I could stream right now, which is why I'm streaming right now. But it's not a schedule. It's something which is a little bit unreliable because I couldn't stream late at night because I'd be waking people up. I couldn't stream in a few instances. So until I get my permanent setup, well, not my permanent one because I'll be moving from this place in a year, but anyways. But my setup for the time being. But my system, which I've decided which I'm going to employ on myself, so fixing an issue I had 5 years ago since I took a break from streaming, it's weird to think it's been like a 5-year hiatus. Like, I've streamed here and there in between these last 5 years, but from regularly streaming, I mean. Yeah, there's a lack of opportunity. Now, let me clarify something. I avoided putting on a lot of very long games unless I was committed to the idea I was going to do them. Pathologic 1 and 2 are included. Subnautica is there. It's not the longest. Tales of Vesperia is there. That one's going to take a long time. RPGs are quite long. And I knew I wanted to do Tales of Vesperia in particular, which is why I added it, but I kept a lot of that open. Now, Zero Escape is definitely on my maybe list, and I do own it. Now, the problem is I can't show you guys all 8,650 games I own. I can't even scroll through this like fast enough to show everything. There's some games I'm also not adding to the list for one reason or another. Like, I thought about putting Nier Automata on this list, but, they finally announced they're doing a remastered thing for the first Nier, so I'm going to hold out for that. But yeah. Which is hard as good, but it isn't on Steam. It's pretty long. Let me also clarify, at the moment, because I have so many games on Steam anyways, to make it simple for me, I'm just keeping the Steam games. There are a lot of games that are off Steam, which are very good. I've been meaning to play as well, but I've decided I'm going to focus a little bit more on my Steam library because I have a lot to work through. Yumaniki Dream Diary, the reason why it's here is because an update came out. I've been meaning to play the update. Maybe I'll have to replay the whole entire game because of my save file thing. Don't know. Oh my. Tales of Vesperia co-op fun. That is an idea, though. That'd be quite a commitment with time and everything, but maybe. It is multiplayer, I do know that. I did finish Witch's House's MV, but except not the hard mode, and the hard mode is more than what it sounds like. It adds a lot of new story elements. It completely changes every scenario in the game. I have not completed the hard mode. Basically, what they did for the remake of Witch's House, the regular mode is just the original game remade. There's like one sequence that they changed, but it's mostly just the same game, just prettier. And then they made all the new stuff into the hard mode, which is more of a sequel story. It's a little bit hard to express, but it's reflected in the book that there is actually an official novelization of Witch's House that you can buy from Amazon that's been translated. But yeah. Can't jump in. I've heard that Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass is good. That said, yes, I'm trying not to add too many super long games. There are I don't know how to show all the games here. Like, would you guys rather I just scroll through this list? Would you guys rather I just ask for suggestions and throw them on there? And obviously I don't own every Steam game on Steam, but I own a lot of them if I'm going to be honest. I also say this though: if it came out this year, there's a higher chance I don't own it. I haven't bought as many games this year due to financial situation stuff. Oh yeah, Man and Madara, you're talking... Yeah, I mean, I also will clarify something. I'm not including multiplayer games on my stream list. Multiplayer stuff I do with friends. I'll stream on my own time when I want to. That's separate of this. And I should thank you for saying that, though, because I meant to say this. Em and I are planning to play the Man and Den thing, which is part of the Dark Anthology series by the Until Dawn devs, which is just a series of episode games that can be played co-op and multiplayer. Multiplayer stuff, I am not counting on this list mainly because, for stuff with friends, I'm not going to plan way ahead of time what I can and can't do. If they want to play Left 4 Dead 2 just because it's not on my 100 games list, doesn't mean I won't play it with them or stream it, so... That is an exception. This is mainly for me when I'm just streaming stuff by myself, which are not pre-planned things. I hope you have a good night, Tom. There's so much to go over. I don't really know exactly how I should do this. Do people want to see me play the Steam version of Course Party, or finally play Course Party Book of Shadows, or any of the... Well, I'd want to play Book of Shadows before I play the other ones, but yeah. But also, should I play the Steam version? I did play the first episode of the Steam version, but... A lot of things deciding to see. There's so many games. So much to choose from. And I can't just scroll through and let you guys decide that. Would also take a long time. Okay, so before I continue, I did see you guys throw some suggestions. If you already threw a suggestion, please throw it at me again because I'm sort of multitasking my attention here. So, anyone who's here who cares enough about my stream thing, I have got 10 more game slots to fill. Does anyone want to throw in a suggestion? I can type in my search bar and see if I have it. Or if I remember I have it, because I actually do remember a number of the games I have. I will be honest, there are games I own that I don't remember I bought or got from a bundle or someone gave to me. The answer is something which I'm ashamed to say. That said, it's not like I got all these games overnight, and let me clarify 5 things. It's not as expensive, it's more money, okay, I'm ashamed of the number, but it's not as much as you might think. And there's Icy is a good suggestion, but I don't think I own Icy. I know what Icy is, and it's that... let me make sure I don't own it. I don't own it. It's not... Five Nights at Freddy's suggestion... Okay, thank you for throwing suggestions, so I'm going to first say this. And continue throwing them, I'll look them all up in just a second. A lot of the games I got from bundle stuff. I was for about a span of maybe 6 years, I was an avid follower of Indie Gala, Humble Bundle, Daily Indie Games, what is currently Fanatical. It used to be called Bundle Stars, I think. Groupies. Basically every bundle site. I followed nearly every bundle site. I did not buy every bundle, but I bought a lot of them. And I had even a budget dedicated to bundles. Now, bundles usually cost somewhere between $3 to $6, and you get somewhere between 6 to 15 Steam keys, depending on what the bundle is and a lot of other factors. And let me tell you, if you buy a lot of those, over the span of 6 years, your Steam library will grow exponentially over time. Tremendously. So despite the fact you're a lot of the games, probably over half of these games, probably even more than half, probably more like 2/3 of these games, I did not buy individually. I got them through bundles. Because I've basically followed every bundle site imaginable to man for the last 6 years. And that really does add up over time. If you want to grow your Steam library exponentially, figure out the bundle sites to follow, and buy bundles. That's what I'm basically saying. But I have bought games that aren't in bundles, obviously, too. I like to support indie developers, especially the horror games, and I specifically collect horror games. So, yeah. Alright, so let's see all the suggestions. All right, so Corpse Party. You know what? I'm actually going to add. Now here comes a question. Before I'm going to read everybody's suggestions. But let's start with this. I'm only going to put one of these on my 10 must play at the moment. Another one can come later. Should I do a full let's play of the Steam version of Course Party? Despite the fact I've played the PSP version, if you don't know what the difference is, Course Party on Steam is the indie version of the Course Party game that came out later. It's basically the same game, but it has some differences. The art is different. It's actually worse. The voice actors are different, not worse or better, they're just different. They're different actors. They're indie actors, while the later actors were more professional voice actors than the PSP version. The PSP version came out after the indie version. This one does not have any art stills. The art stills were drawn by a professional artist for the PSP version, so they're missing from this version. And I've already played the PSP version through to completion. It's one of my more viewed Let's Plays, actually. So I've been debating if I should do a full Let's Play of the Steam version or if I should just move on to Book of Shadows, which I have not played. So between Corpse Party and Book of Shadows, which one would people be more interested in seeing me do a Let's Play of more immediately? We'll get to Five Nights in a second. I was going through the suggestions in order here. So Corpse Party, the original indie version, which is the PSP game, a little bit more indie, I guess you could say. Or Book of Shadows, which is the same no matter what platform you play it on, and is the sequel, which I have not played yet. I've been meaning to. On one hand, I'm a completionist, likes to go through series stuff, but yeah. That is true. Alright. Book of Shadows, you think the original Corpse Party there, Becky. Alright, seeing some back and forth, that's part of the fun. Alright, so now it's starting to become heavily into the Book of Shadows side. So that's going to be 9 more slots to go through. I'm going to add that to games to play soon. And that's my Course Party story. So now we have 9 slots left, because I think that, honestly, Course Party is a series I mean to play through entirely, and I've only played the original game on the PSP, so might as well throw that out there. Alright, so Course Party was one of the first suggestions I saw that wasn't icy, because unfortunately I do not own icy. But I have heard good things about it, so know that. Alright. And the fun of Witch's House's MV is harder mode. Alright, so Amanda Medden, I answered that. Good night, Tom. Okay, Faust Opt-in. I do know what Faust Opt-in is, and that is on Steam, even though it's a free game. You know what? I have mean to play this one. You're going to get this because I'm also trying to favor games that I personally want to play, and Faust Opt-in is definitely on there, and you were one of the first people to say something. So I'm going to add this to games to play soon. It is something which I've been meaning to play. It's an RPG Maker game, which looked pretty interesting to me, honestly. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the fabled Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a series at some point I need to stop ignoring. Mad Father's already on this list, thankfully. Before I continue, if you want me to say Mad Father, I decided to put the remake of Mad Father here, so it's on my to-do list. Alright, so let's talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. For starters, my plan is to buy the VR one at some point, but I haven't yet. I obviously also can add the Custom Night effect. I think it's just called Custom Night, which is why it's not here. Yeah, there is Ultimate Custom Night. I have actually never sat down and played the Five Nights at Freddy's games. I am not entirely spoiled, but I'm pretty spoiled on the series, not gonna lie. Even though I'm spoiled, I do one day want to sit down and play all these games. I'm not sure if that day is sooner or later. There is the movie and the AAA game and other stuff in the works at the moment. There is a lot of these games to play, and they don't take that long, to my knowledge and understanding, unless, of course, I'm terrible at the strategy gameplay, which I might be. So, we have 8 slots left. Should I dedicate one of them to the first Five Nights at Freddy's? I'm not going to add every Five Nights at Freddy's game to the list, but let's start off with the first one. Yay or nay in putting it to the potential 100 games on my to-do list? I also know you guys, I think I should have sent the stream to non-lags, but in fact I would have had some issues for people with worse internet connections. Since I know I ask the questions, then it takes a little bit for you guys to hear me ask it and then for me to mark it down. Alright, so now it's 10 seconds later. I was trying to see how much that is, so a sure, a yay. I know M is on for it. Actually, maybe not. A nay. I will say this. To play them eventually is my goal. It is definitely an eventuality thing. It's going to happen. I just don't know specifically when. I thought about maybe adding it, but then I thought maybe not. But then, you know what? Maybe if people want to see it, I don't mind going to the first game. Maybe it'd be best if I saved it for a Five Nights at Freddy's marathon. Then again, do I really want to play every Five Nights at Freddy's game in a row? Maybe. Or maybe that would fatigue me very, very quickly on the series as opposed to taking breaks between them. I don't know. I haven't played them. I can see some of the back and forth, though. Alright. I'll say this, because it's looking like it might be leaning towards the nay territory. Alright, so Steven. Oh, Steven, you're blind on Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm surprised about that one. Even I'm not blind on them. I'm pretty spoiled on them. Not on the gameplay, more so the story. But anyways. Penumbra Black Plague is not on my list, but the reason why it's not on my list is because I've played it before. Oh. Oh. You really didn't need to. Okay. Okay. You can have your icy because you gifted it to me right now. There you go. That's the way to get me that to my list if I didn't already own it. I'll accept your bribe, is what I'm basically saying. Alright. So somebody bartered their way into having icy added onto the list. So somebody rigged the system. You can now see I'm a sellout. I played Condemned Criminal Origins. I love it. I still need to play Condemned 2 Bloodshot, but I'm waiting for Xbox 360 or PS3 emulation to get better at it. So yeah. Now then, rolling with this. Also, before you ask, I've played almost every horror game by Monolith. Not every single one. I've played Fear. I've played Fear Extraction Point. I've played Fear 2. I've played Fear 2 Reborn. I've played Fear 3 and all of its multiplayer modes. I've played Condemned Criminal Origins. I still need to play Condemned 2 Bloodshot. And I still need to play Fear Persis Mandate. I've heard very meh things on Mandate outside of a few specific things. Alright. So currently on our list, we are at 7 more slots to go. So let me go back up to the earlier suggestions. Icy ended up on the list because of bribery. It was a successful bribery, though, so gotta give them credit there. Mad Father, Blood Drive, Fatal Frame, Deep Crimson Butterfly. At the moment, Steven, I'm sticking to Steam games, unfortunately. But it is on my to-do list. Part of the reason is since this is a new computer, I don't want to quite take up the hassle of setting up the Wii controls, but I do know that you've been waiting for that one for a long time, so don't worry, it is something on my mind here, so yeah. Resident Evil 2 is on my to-do list, because I haven't done a proper Let's Play of it. World of Horror. I thought about throwing World of Horror onto my list. For the record, I do own it. I've been debating if I should wait for it to come out for early access, or play it during early access and play it once it's fully released, because I know it's kind of a roguelike game with a lot of replayability. And also, I might not get around to it for a little bit, just because these 100 games are on this list doesn't mean I'll get to them immediately. So are people interested? Probably people are interested in World of Horror. I'm interested in World of Horror. I thought about throwing it on the list, but then I debate maybe I should just wait for the full release. But maybe by the time I get to it, it'll already be released. It's definitely a question. Alright. What do you guys think? World of Horror, yay, nay? It's supposed to fully release by the end of this year. We're about like halfway through this year, so you know. Time flies, honestly. While you guys are answering that, I'm going to go back up here and see what the suggestions go. Alright, Danganronpa. This one I need to talk a little bit about because it's a little bit complicated. Sweet Sweet Tapers Part 2. I can eventually grace in, but would not end up on this part of the list. On my phone, it looks interesting. Is System Shock 2 on your list? It's not. And unfortunately, System Shock 2 might take a little bit of time. System Shock 2 is actually one of the last games I played with Ian. Not the last game I ever played with him was The Forest. But if you don't know the situation at the end, he died. He used to be my best friend for a number of years. And I actually have videos of him and I playing multiplayer together. I mean, I need to upload those videos. It's an unfinished LP, but, you know, it's never going to have an opportune chance to finish it, so. Okay, so let's talk about Danganronpa and Zero Escape. I'm going to be honest with you. Both of these, I want to play both of them eventually. But there's some hesitation I have, and I'll talk about my hesitation. Danganronpa. I already know I'm going to like it. I saw the first arc of the anime. In other words, like, not just the first episode, but not the whole entire series. I saw, like, after the first court case ended. I think it was, like, episode 3 in the anime. It was, like, 3 or 4. And then I stopped watching because I figured out from watching that I was like, I probably want to play the rest of it as a game as opposed to watching the anime and spoiling myself and all of it. I know it's super popular. There's some really dedicated fans to this. I'm also aware this is like a 30 to 40 hour long game, and there's a lot of them. I don't own number 3 yet because it's been, I need to get into the series here, but yay. I have been meaning to play them. And the same thing is true of Zero Escape in the Zero Escape games, which starts off with 999, 9 persons, 9 doors, 9 whatevers. But I have been wondering, should I include, again, I have 7 slots here. Both of them have been on my to-do list. Should I throw them on the list? But people probably would do decently. And I have really wanted to play both of them. But they're also both very long games and very reedy. A lot of reading. I know there's lots of voice acting in both games, but it's not like all voice acting. And I know that my throat will die after I start reading for long periods of time, like dying towards the end of them when I do my long sessions. Because I can stream for a long time when I want to, I know that. But then, let me ask this. I know there's interest in Danganronpa and in Zero Escape, but when I say Zero Escape, I'm talking currently about 999, which is not either of these. I guess they just call it Zero Escape Trilogy here. Yeah, they call it the non-nary games here, because I think this bundle includes the first 2 games, right? And then this is the 3rd game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do own both of them. A lot of people love Zero Escape, a lot of people love Danganronpa. I know a lot of people one more than the other, but yeah. Stay Close. Stay Close is the co-op multiplayer game. I also played that with Ian. We actually got stuck but never finished it because the final dungeon was broken at the time that we played it, which was when it released. But yeah. It's a good co-op game, though. Alright, so The World of Horror. Alright, so World of Horror has some popularities. Let me first go back to World of Horror. World of Horror looks like it gets an okay from the audience. I'm using you guys as my audience for everybody. I'll add to Games to Play soon. That leaves us with 6 slots left. Now, so people want Danganronpa and Zero Escape. I'm going to listen to the people. The people have spoken. We will add in Danganronpa and Zero Escape, the non-nary games. The fun thing about this one is this technically includes the first 2 games, which will make this one take 100 hours. That's going to be fun. I've got a few very long games in here. That's going to be interesting. Alright, so currently I believe we've got 4 slots left. Yep, we have 4 slots left. Alright, so let's see what else people suggested before I ask again. Icy's there, Fuzz after him. Resident Evil 2. I'm just catching up and seeing where I was. Yep, The Witness is currently on the list still. Book of Shadows there. Alright, I got through all the suggestions. So, oh, hi there, Linky. Maybe. I thought that you were saying hi to a Linky. I don't actually know. You shrugged from me. I need 4 more game suggestions. I could scroll through this. I own a lot of games. I will ask that they're single player. I'm saying that because multiplayer stuff I'll decide on my own time. It's not part of this list. It's just whenever friends want to do it, I guess. And unfortunately, I can't scroll through everything. I've got a lot of games here. It'd take forever to go through all of them. Like, forever. I did just right now decide a game which I want to throw onto my... Well, no, not yet. Never mind. Hey, Susie! I saw that, like, Susie, this is no joke. I'm on a new computer currently, and when I logged on to Steam for the first time, legitimately, the first thing it showed me in my notifications is like, Susie, 9mm is now playing. I think you were playing Resident Evil something. I didn't see the number, but I was like, oh, it's Susie. And now I see here, like, oh, it's Susie. 2-Bit Heart. Isn't 2-Bit Heart a sequel to that one other RPG Maker thing? I can't think of the name of right now. I know how to find out, though. I go to Steam, the Steam store, if I will, and I search up horror. Then I go by user reviews. By the way, if it's blue and like faded out, it means I own it. So if you see something, And it's like one of these. It's a little bit down, but not too down. Lily. Isn't like a sequel to Lily? The 2-bit heart thing. I might run here. I know it's by the same developer, but aren't they like related? Because I'd like to play the first one first before I play the whatever thing. Probably there's Susie. Hell, oh, is that demon game everyone's been raving about? Like, oh, I want my fucking demon waifus. It is. I can recognize it. It is. It's this one. I know what it is. You gotta save the demon girls, and it's a little free game. It's got a lot of attention. I'll add it to my account at the very least. But will I play it? Do people really want me to do a let's play of this? I mean, maybe eventually, but it wasn't very high on my to-do list. But yeah. It's not. I'm not gonna put Demon Phobia on here yet. I know it's not very long, but I'm trying to not just think. Well, length is a consideration. I did just add a few very long games onto my to-do list, but the thing about adding too long games also is because I'm not taking games off of the list until I'm finished with them. Finished either being that I finished the LP, like I finished the game, or like I just get tired of playing. Like I'm done with this game. That's the LP. So yeah. I might wait for it to do it when I like. Again, this isn't every game I'll play. Whatever. How I'm using the system is my idea for going forward when I finally start streaming again. Is that I will choose a game on my streaming list and then I will play it. I will not pick any games off my streaming list. And every time I complete a game on my streaming list, it opens up a slot for me to add another game onto it. And that way, I eventually chip away at things. And yes, I am keeping my list super open anyways to the 100 games, but it helps me. Trust me, it does. The Caged Girl. There was a sequel. Not a sequel, but like a remake of The Caged Girl. But currently, I'm trying to stick to Steam. I do not believe The Caged Girl came onto Steam. I do know what Son of Horror is. I don't think I bought the whole entire thing yet. I got episode 1, but I don't think I've got the rest of it. To be honest with you, I know next to nothing about the game, except that I know it's like a classic game. It's like a permadeath thing, Nimajigger. Oh, I got upgraded to the complete edition. Well, that's cool. Especially on account I didn't actually buy the season pass. Wait. Oh, that is actually really cool. Now I feel glad, because I only owned episode 1. And I was planning to buy the other ones eventually when they went on sale. You know what? This will make me add it here. And I guess that they just upgraded everybody who owned the first episode to owning the whole thing. Well, that makes... I'm not... Clannad, no! That's a 300-hour-long visual novel. That's going to kill me. I played some Clannad stuff. I still think it's stuff on my channel, but Clannad's really, really, really long. I'm going to add Son of Horror. The only reason I didn't add Son of Horror when I was putting my list together was because I didn't think I owned all the episodes yet. Now to find out that I do own all the episodes. So, I love Little Busters. So, for the anime stuff, Little Busters was my favorite of the anime adaptations. We've got 3 slots left. Visual novels kill my throat, though. If I was going to have a visual novel, I do have Son of Seiya on here just because it's not a very long visual novel, and I already know I like it. I mean, do a Let's Play on it. Because I did an old Let's Play on it, but YouTube took it down. I tried and argue that it had artistic merit. They didn't listen. Steins Gate, I did actually end up liking it more than I thought, but I don't think I own the Steins Gate games on Steam. They're on my to-buy list at some point. But yeah, I don't own them yet. Visual novels are so long, and we do a Let's Play of them, you have to read a lot, and that kills your throat over time, so... It's not that I mind doing them, it's just... If you have too many of them at once, I have to kind of space them out, so I'm not like doing too many at once. They do well, though. A lot of people just want to be read to stuff. That's what I've discovered over time. That's okay, though. Alright, so... We have 3 more slots. I could scroll through things. Anyone else did I miss anyone's suggestions? And I was distracted for a second talking about things. I don't think I did. I think I read everything. Doom. Somebody did. Okay, you did say Doom 3. I have not played Doom 3. Maybe, and I've not played the more recent Doom either. I don't even know if Leaves exists anymore. It might be lost on the internet. And again, I didn't really like it, so I'm like, Alright, let's see how many games. You guys can just ask me to put in random words in here and see what we see. Oh, I misspelled the, that's why. This is a new keyboard. Give me some slack. Okay. A lot of games appear if you just type the. Hey there, Rug. A lot of games. Look at all these games. So many games. Alright, so. Anyone else? We have like 3 more slots to fill. What do people really want? What are people like, Ryan, I want to see you stream that. Where are all these? Okay, yeah, these are videos, so they just kind of autoplay, so you don't need to install them, right? These are tools, got it. Up here, gonna take the off. Look at all them chickens. I could probably find 3 games that I want to fill up. I'm just curious of user input to put in for the last 3 games down to this list. I'm not putting Blood Drive on, Steven. I'm gonna finish Book of Shadows before that. The fun of the Super Launch stuff. Yes, it is. I think I've played Contradiction, though. That's that. Yeah, and I love this game. However, I've already done a Let's Play on it. You can actually find it on my channel. It's a very good FMV game. I would like more FMV games. I enjoy them. I only have 1 FMV game on my to-play list. Maybe I should add Night Trap on my list. Night Trap's not the most exciting FMV game, though. Maybe Bad Mojo? Nah. Get in the box? Okay, in the box. Didn't that release on Steam recently? I don't own it yet, but it is a game I've been meaning to play, and I did really, really like one of the... I've liked the older game of theirs, Leave. And that is a Steam game. So you know what? Rogue, your suggestion is actually... I've been hearing a lot of people really rave on about this game, and I like the developer's previous game, at least one of the ones I've played. I know they made other games, which I should play first. Steam sale. Alright. You get your wish, Rogue. Yes, it's old, but that's part of the fun. Yeah, infinite possibility. Actually, I'm going to show something in RPG Maker MV right after this, before we get on to the next thing. I didn't love D the game, but I liked it, and I like Enemy Zero more, which I need to play at some point. And I eventually want to play D2. I trust me, I have some RPG Maker horror fans. They've been raving about this game, and I found out through one of them that it was by the same person that made the RPG Maker horror game. And if you go to my channel right now, my AestheticGamer YouTube channel, if you see that red girl in the banner, which the banner was made by Ian, my now dead friend, so I'm probably never going to change the banner. It's probably going to always stay as this, just because it's a memory thing. Maybe one day it'll change, but for the moment, not anytime soon. Anyways, the red girl in the banner is from Leave, and Leave was a game. It was the first game by the developer that recently made Cat in the Box. So yeah. They've made some other games. I've been thinking about maybe playing those first, but because I know there's some story connections, I'm not spoiled, but somebody told me that. So yeah. It'll probably come on Steam eventually because it's been doing pretty well. So yeah. Alright, so that leaves us with 2 game slots. There's a lot of games here. I've been meaning to play Cosmic Star Heroine, but that one would probably take a long time. It's a JRPG type thing, so rest in peace, Ian. Rolling with that. I forgot that Crash came out to Steam. Yeah. I'm just going to kind of click down. If you guys want to throw any suggestion of a game that's on Steam, you're like, Ryan, I want to see you stream that. We've got 2 slots left. I'm open. Otherwise, I'm going to click down. If you guys see something like, Ryan, I want to know more based on that names and or banner. let me know. Because trust me, there's a lot out there, and I'll consider it. I'm not going to take all suggestions, but I am definitely listening. Well, I already put 90 games on the list of what I thought should be on there. I decided I would save the last 10 slots. They've already filled 8 of those slots. We only got 2 more to go. There's a lot of games, is the thing. And I'll just fill up more slots to strike more games off my maybe to-do list. It's part of the... No, not Dinner Date's not on Steam anyway, Steven. And I don't like Dinner Date. I've already played Dinner Date twice. That's more Dinner Date than I need in my entire life. I've done my time to Dinner Date. For those who don't know, Dinner Date's a game about an English dude complaining because his dinner date never shows up, and it's just basically you sitting in a chair looking at things for like an hour. We're good in filling things. I mean, maybe. I'm just clicking through. Look at all these video games. There's a lot of video games out there. On a stream once, it was years ago. Wait, when is... Well, I mean, apparently it's been on Steam because I own it. I was going to say. Yeah, it's not on Steam. There are several SCP games. If you want to talk about SCP games on Steam, which ones do I own is the question. I own Daughters of Shadows, an SCP Breach event. I own SCP The Will of a Single Tale, Demover, SCP-02, SCP Blackout, SCP Decretic Sci-Fi First-Person Shooter, SCP Secret Laboratory, the multiplayer thing. Control's not on Steam yet, however, it does come on Steam soon, and I have Quantum Break on my to-do list, because I actually have not... I know Control is a better game than Quantum Break, but I've been meaning to play Quantum Break for a while. And I finally have a computer that can actually run Quantum Break quite well, even. I actually partially threw Quantum Break on here because Control wasn't on Steam yet. And I've been meaning to play this one before. I know there's some story connections between Quantum Break and Control, and I just like Remedy. I want to play all their games eventually. On a different part of my list. It's going to keep on clicking down. There's a lot of games out there. There's some which I could probably throw on the list. If nobody can really think of anything. Lobotomy Corporation, Colin. Firstly, hi. I haven't talked to you in a while because I haven't had access to my Discord account, so I'm happy to see you. But I actually don't know anything about Lobotomy Corporation outside of the fact that you really like it. Do I even own it? No. I'll put it on my wish list if I don't already have it on my wish list. I probably do have it on my wish list, but thank you. It's not my permanent setup at the moment, though. It's already on my wish list. All right. I'll keep my eye on you. I know you really like this game. I don't actually know anything about it. Little Misfortune. I think I own that already. Did I? Maybe I didn't pick it up yet. Well, there's little... I know what you mean. It's unfortunate. No, I guess I didn't pick it up yet. I did pick up Feast Your Eyes, Little Marshmallow, though. I have played Frame Brow. Frame Brow is actually a Let's Play, which I finally am going to upload pretty soon. Oh, maybe. Maybe. I think I was waiting for a sale at the time, because I was tight on money when it came out. So now it's just on... It's an eventuality that I'll get it, though. I mean, there's probably a game called Pregnancy, but I kind of vaguely recall what you're trying to reference. Control is a masterpiece I've heard from many of people. I love Remedy as well. Again, I really, really liked Alan Wake, and I've been meaning to play the more recent games, just my computer would not be able to handle... My old computer, not this one, wasn't able to handle them, so I had to hold off. But guess what? I've got my new computer right here. It can run both the games fine. So now's the time. Well, now's the time for Quantum Break. I'm going to wait for Control to come on Steam, because I don't really like Epic Game Store. I know that their future games are going to be on... I'm going to eventually have to get Epic, because I know that some games that I care about will be exclusive to the platform. But Control is not going to be one of those games, so I'm just going to hold out for that one. The reason I don't like Epic has nothing to do with their launch or whatever. It's mainly the company I have some issues with. It's not anything where I'm like, oh, I hate them, I'll never touch them. It's just personal preference things. Look at all the games flow by. There's so many games that exist out there. I own a lot of them, but that's okay. We're currently in L's. Somebody name a letter between A and Z. We're currently in L, so I guess don't say L because we're literally looking at L. Should I put Lost Planet on the list? I've actually never played any Lost Planet games besides the second one, and the only reason I played the second one was to co-op with everybody. The stats of my C... Okay, let me say this. The PC is not cutting edge. It's not like top line, but it's good enough to run what's currently out there. It was good enough for me. I also got it at a pretty good price. I got it in Black Friday fun. E and N. Let's look at both these. Let's see. I'm going to now set myself a goal. I'm going to pick up a game from E and N. They were the first two to say something. So due to having latency and attention, Q and X, that would have really lowered our options. And S is too big. Steven, stop saying striping Chera. I know you like Undertale, but yeah. All right. So we have 2 slots left. I'm going to try and pick one game from the letter E, one game from the letter... Yeah, it was E and N. All right. So let me get to E. The letter E, if you may. Scroll on down if you want to have it your way. All right, I actually found this up. All right, so I'm going to kind of go through these a little bit quickly. And I'm just going to try and spot the first letter E game. If you guys see a game like Ryan, tell me more about it. Like, do I want to play Earth? Nah, not Earth Defense Force. I'm not going to make it Earth Defense Force. But I feel like, Ryan, if you see a game before I spot a game where I'm like, I must play that, please yell at me because you guys get priority over me and my feelings at the moment because I save these slots for you guys. I'm going through the list. Do people see things they want? No, that's not the thing I thought it was. Games they want for me to play on the stream. There's a few games here I'll probably play eventually, but I'm not like so eager to add them onto my must-play list at this very second. That's okay, though. Hey, how's it going, Rinks? By the way, for the record, Rinks, my Discord, I'm not able to access it yet. Hopefully I'll be able to access it soon. I'm going to have to wait till I get my new phone to see, but yeah. Play a top-down game. Eldritch, Ebola. You know, I could actually... Ebola is a dumb Silent Hill clone. I know that sounds silly, but... I managed to catch you before work. Yeah. You're correct. I do have a number of tabs, though, but this is actually not as many as you might think, compared to my standard. E-games. Anyone see... Oh, not Lucis. You know what? I know what E-game I'm going to add if nobody else or myself sees an E-game that they want. I realized an E-game, which I've been meaning to play forever, and I'll throw it on my list if somebody doesn't spot something that they want more ahead of time. I'm almost there. This is your chance. Speak up or forever hold your peace. Because I think I know what game I'm going to fill this up with. Fill my dark soul with. We're nearly there. Oh, it's right there. I'm on it now. It's too late. No take-backs. It's a NOLA. I've been meaning to play a NOLA forever. I'm mad that... not hide the game. I'm almost doing that. Earthbound Beginnings. That's a very specific way. Emily wants to play... Rinks. That's actually not a bad call. I don't think I'll enjoy Emily Wants to Play, but I'm also interested. I think they actually have creepy designs in that game. I played Alus before, actually, which is the werewolf game that's in like an old medieval village thing. But it's more of a walking simulator, just occasional threats. Eliza. Let me see what Eliza is. Do I own Eliza, firstly? I do own it. Well, would you look at that? A game I didn't know I owned that I do own. You say Eliza's good? I'll throw it on there. And I'll throw a null on there. Comrade! Why, hello. Speaking of which, Rinks, I need to make you a moderator. I'll also make M a moderator. That's 3 mod. I mean, I've never really needed moderators on this, but yeah, no. The deed is done. Well, Probably, I'm actually finally on a new computer, so maybe sooner than not, there, comrade. At the time, yes. Back when it came out, it did have very good graphics, and almost no one had heard of it. They're a little bit outdated now, because it was 8 years ago. But 8 years ago, they were very good. Technically, I guess the NOLA and this can be the last games. Alright, so we have our full 100 games here. Yeah, we're done. That's actually a pretty good feeling to have this out of the way. So, I have a follow-up to this, which I am now going to demonstrate. You guys are going to stare at this empty Steam thing for a second. So, we're now going to switch the topic. So, before I continue, let me say this. For streaming, I don't know when I'm going to start doing it. At the moment, I'm in a very, not unstable for most things, but for streaming, because, streaming is the thing that you do for hours, and you talk a lot, and you're a little bit loud. It's mainly going to be for the next probably couple months. I'll stream on small occasions when I feel like it. Probably later in this year or the beginning of next year. It's going to end up being one of those two. I'm going to try and switch my schedule to trying to stream weekly for a bit. But then I'm going to have to take a pause for a while because I am moving out of this house next year at some time. So basically, I'll try streaming weekly eventually. Not yet. For now, I'll just be on occasion streams. I'll try and announce them at least a few hours ahead of time or days ahead if I can. But yeah, the Steam window is empty as my soul. I'm just sad at work today. That's alright, Rinks. Pat. Let's talk about project stuff. So I've actually been working a lot of projects that people don't even know I've been working on. I'm going to show you a project that I've actually spent a lot of time on, and nobody knows I'm working on it besides one person. And I'm not going to put any promise of when this is releasing, because I really don't know. It might come out this year, it might come out 2 years from now, I don't fucking know. But I made a lot of progress on it, so I want to talk about it. You guys can hear it before you see it. Not that one. I think it's supposed to be this one. But I need to do it like this. There we go. Say hello to Indigo Stalker. Ryan, where are you moving to? I actually do not know yet, which is bad. It's just that this house has been here for a while, and they're going to be kicking us out next June? Not this June, 12 months from now. I need to figure out a place before then. Because I don't know yet. We'll figure it out, though. Alright, so anyways. Indigo Stalker. I'll show, the first 2 rooms of this game. And see if it looks interesting to you guys. And then we're going to talk about Yai Gameworks stuff. Ladler Estate. A mansion deep within the woods, miles from the nearest town. Many strange rumors surround that place. Let me also clarify something. This is an Oi Oni-inspired project. In my own spare time, I've been wanting to make more classic RPG Maker style games, and I thought, you know what, I can make an Oi Oni style game, so I started work on it. So before you ask anything, this one is very heavily Oi Oni inspired. Some say it's haunted, others say it's cursed. Some believe the old family still roams the halls, others simply think it's old and decaying, maybe full of toxic black mold. Regardless of what you believe, everyone here knows you don't go near Ladler Estate. Bad things happen there. So of course some idiots such as myself, bored out of our minds stuck in this nowhere small town, wanted to check the place out. I convinced my best friend Derek and a few people from our community college to join us as a group simply for some cheap thrills. And so 6 of us ended up going that night to the mansion sitting on the outskirts of town. Really, we were hoping that anything would happen. We knew it was a bad idea, of course, but all of us had grown up in this small town, and they were aware that we'd probably never amount to much, that we'd be stuck here for the rest of our lives. We had no real future waiting for us. Most of us would take over family farms or shops. We were on a path decided for us since the moment we were born, and it'd be a struggle to leave, as at least here people knew and would support us. If this town was a shithole and none of us were that special, then at the very least we wanted to know what was so special about Ladler Estate. How could a place supposedly so terrible come out of a town so mundane? Really, we all just wanted to live. Yeah, a little bit. So then we're here. Hey Sam, I'm Jade if you don't remember me. I'm a little nervous, so I'm glad to be a part of this. Made sure to bring some protein bar in my inhaler just in case. If you need anything or just want to talk, well, I'm available. I was so surprised when you asked me to come. I hope I meet your expectations, Oh god, what am I saying? Also, we can talk. I'm gonna bug her a little bit more. I can't tell if I'm excited or nervous. Yo, Sam, glad you can make it, man. You and I have been best friends for a while, so I knew you'd ditch this. I know you would. Yeah, I knew you'd ditch this and would show. Sure kept us waiting, though. Well, it'd be pretty funny if you convinced all of us to come and then ended up bailing. You are Sam the Adventurous, alright. You could go say hi to everyone. They're all a little bit on edge. I'm sure they appreciate a little small talk. So you can just literally skip all this. I'm going to talk to all of them right now. Seriously, man, go say hi to them. Trust me, old Derek's got your back. Ready to go whenever you are, man. Yeah, okay, so let's talk to these two. Howdy, I'm Robert, and this is my girlfriend, Brittany. The two of us always wanted to check this place out, so we'd be pretty happy to join y'all. I ain't scared of no house. Bring it on. Just between you and me, I'm hoping to get lucky tonight, if you know what I mean. I was born ready. You're Sam, right? I'm Brittany, and this is my stupid-ass boyfriend, Robert. He's always wanted to check this place out, but I don't see what the big deal is. It's just a big house. There's no reception out here either. God, tonight's gonna suck. Derek's your best friend, right? He's mentioned you quite a few times. Wonder if you can live up to the stories of the legendary Sam the Adventurous. It's cold out here. We should hurry inside. So we're gonna ignore them for a second. Hello, hello. You noticed it too, didn't you? The forest around here is dead silent. There's no animals here. It's like they're avoiding this place. No, we're going to continue the conversation. What am I wearing? This is Kenny Leo style of outfit. It's my aesthetic. I think it looks good on me. I've got a bad feeling about this. So we're going to ignore everybody and go in. Are you ready to enter the Ladler estate? And we're going to close it after we enter here. But yeah. Anyways, we're going to cut off of this. But I've been working on this in my spare time. I'm not going to show too much of the game. But there's a lot of projects I have in some form of partial development at the moment. And I've been juggling a little bit too much, unfortunately, in my downtime. I haven't finished. I've made good progress on some projects, particularly Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake. I made, like, huge steps of progress in. But there's a lot of projects that I'm trying to think about what to focus on, because I want to absolutely release something this month, but because I've been juggling so much, I've got so many projects that are somewhere in development, I'm like debating with myself here. Anyways, I'm going to move this from here and then move to this window, so hi. Good luck in the fun of times. I hope you have a good day at work there, Rinks. There's so many game stuff, so I wanted to talk a little bit about game stuff. So firstly, you didn't hear it from me, but RPG Maker, why do I say RPG Maker? Steam's summer sale starts on June 25th. And I've thought it might be a good idea to update one of the games I haven't updated in a while before the sale. And now I do have a big update on Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake. The problem is, as I showed at the beginning of this stream, I've discovered there's an issue with the game on Windows 10 with its audio stuff. And I need to fix that issue, which means I might not make it to the June 25th thing, because when it comes to a technical issue, that, of course, is different than like a game design issue, because then you have to spend however long it comes to fix the bug, and because it's such a big bug, it'll probably take a little bit of time for me to identify and fix the issue. Maybe I could fix it in a day, maybe an hour, maybe a few minutes, maybe not a few minutes, I've already tried a few minutes, but yeah. But it'll take a process of me trying to fix it. It might even require me to update Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake to a later version of RPG Maker, and that in itself will be a process, because that will probably introduce a lot of bugs that I'll need to squash and fix. It might make the overall game of better quality, though, in the end, so I might go through the process of doing that, which is actually makes me sad, because I did make a lot of good progress on Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake, but I might have to delay pushing the update out because of all that. Red Haze is not the focus of the second. I have thought maybe I should focus on finishing up Found Horgan 11's Game 7, but then I also want to release a commercial game. I did release My Hole is a Mouth of Dirt back in April, which is now about like a month and a half ago. But I would like to finish up a game and release one. So I've been very back and forth on a few different projects when it comes to the Yai Gameworks fun stuff. I have not seen Frozen 2 yet, but I do know stuff about it. Let me show you what... Well, firstly, let me test something. I haven't installed Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake here, so let me do something. Okay, so there's Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake. Let me install the Steam version. This might make the stream lag for a second, and I apologize if that happens. Let me, actually install the Steam release for a moment. And let me see if this lags for me, because I know it does in the editor. Pause Resident Evil 2 downloading. I was still downloading my game stuff for this. Let me find Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake. There it is. Push that up the queue. If this lags the stream, I apologize. I'm going to see if the Steam version runs fine for me, because then that actually answers something for me, but it still means I need to fix the issue internally. The Steam release uses a different .x. I replaced the .x with a different .x for, I guess you call it running to make achievements work. It runs through a different executable than the default RPG Maker does. But the default because this Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake runs on version 1.4.1 of RPG Maker MV. Red Haze runs on version 1.2, and most of the games I've been making run on version 1.5.2. Some of the games, like the one you just saw, the Indigo Stalker, which I wonder if that was the only name references you said there, Rogue. That's running on version 1.6.2, and there are actually huge differences between the versions of RPG Maker, which makes them not compatible with each other. And I think that the version of RPG Maker I was using for Close Your Eyes, which was 1.4.1, has an issue with Windows 10, except maybe the issue gets fixed when I use the executable. So I'll show you whatever the result is once this finishes installing, which is just finished right now. So pause this. Now I'll go back to it. Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake. Let's see how it runs on my computer when I do this. And I'll let you guys see the capture in just a second. Change this to... Yeah, hey, it does work fine like this. What the fuck? Okay. Little did I know my method to make achievements work also made the game just run better. That's actually surprising. So, yeah. This seems to be working fine. Yeah, so I am on Windows 10, and apparently nw.js just works fine. Have you guys seen much of Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake? Like, who here watching the stream has played or seen this game? Probably not. I'm assuming most have not, and that's okay. I'm not going to judge you too harshly, don't mind. Don't worry about that. I'll just go off and do a little bit then. Talk with you for a second. You're so cute. What are you? Marshmallow, great costume. Gonna ignore you for a second. It's off the bomb yo guy down there. I don't quite know why you invited me, but how could I reject the invitation of party in the great Jith manner? This is crazy. Also, I just realized the window's like a minuscule here. Let me fix that for you guys. Alright. Transform. Set to... fit the screen. There we go. Which is the forest, I think. Me. Yeah, there's Stan. M has... There you have Lay. Cress has. Alright, so more people here than I thought. So this version in nw.js works like fine. Like it actually fixes the issue I've been having with it. Hey Zah. That's your first message. It's off the bomb, yo. Hot diggity dog. Going down here, following the audio for a second. I'm kind of ruining the game's atmosphere, but I know what's going to happen. Don't worry, I know it's over here. The door opens, and then I can go do things. Up here. This knife is an eye. I don't know, man. Something's weird here. We're gonna stab you. Don't mind me for a second. I know what scene I'm gonna finish this off as. I'm just testing, seeing. Yeah, this does work on my Windows 10 computer. It's working perfectly, actually. Go get the key. Developer mindset going on when I need to get to a point to test something. Like the key, so I'm like skipping everything. Like I didn't play the radio to get the one ending. Hi, Buckaroo. I'm gonna go this way. Door over there. Don't need to save my game because I'm just messing. Dreamy. I'm gonna end off with this scene. For those who played Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake before, you probably know why I'm deciding to end it with this scene. Hi, sir. Please don't hurt me. I'm scared. I'm scared. It's alright. I'm here. Please, please don't. What did I ever do to you? Don't mind me. I'm just gonna come my way and say hi to you. I'm just being a gentleman, really. Listen, man, I wasn't even supposed to be here. The invitation was sent to my sister. I just came because I wanted to have a good time and feel cool and sociable for once in my life. I'm not even out of high school yet. I've got so much to live for, man. Don't worry, this party's gonna be off the bomb, yo. I won't tell anyone what you've done. Please just let me live. I'll do anything. Like, be murdered? That is something. No key on this body, though. Tick tock, goes the clock and never stops. So most people don't know what this is, and that's okay. I'll just leave it up to people's interpretation there. It's alright, things are going fine. Also, the door disappeared if you're curious about that one. There's a paper talisman attached to this mannequin. Take it. I might need it though. I'll take it. Obtain a paper talisman. A strange talisman that was attached to the mannequin. I was going to observe it. This thing kind of creeps me out. Kind of creeps me out too, if I'm gonna be honest there, Marshmallow. So, in the original Close Your Eyes, this room was very slightly Resident Evil inspired. However, the angle was different. If you played the original Close Your Eyes, you might know the room where you stab the person by the clock. This is literally the same room, except I changed the dimensions a little bit, just the camera perspective is different. So it's more like saying it this way than it was the other one. Also, now we're back into darkness. Because in the original game, the table and the angle was to the left to the right, and this one's from the top to the bottom. I just thought this angle was more effective, honestly. This thing moved closer. Everything's fine. Blood drops. We'll be okay. We just gotta follow it. We'll be fine, though. We got pancakes waiting for us. I'm going to skip through the scene for those who haven't seen it, so sorry. I'm going to hold the control button and skip the text. For pancakes. Or I was going to skip the song, though. Just a nice song.
You know your circus tent is falling in on itself. On itself.
You took the money and the night of safety. For yourself. For yourself. I'm gonna stop there. I can't sing. But yeah. Anyways, then we're gonna chase the scene. I know what scene I'm gonna stop at. Come here, lady. I need your key. It's alright. If I just kept going forward. Being a little... Okay, you got into a good place for me to catch you. No, you're gonna give me more... I usually catch her pretty quickly. You're being slippery there, I got you. I know you're the mother of 2 children, but guess what? You're also slippery like a... I don't know, like you're... I had some comparison in my head, but I lost it. Give me your key. Alright, red square key obtained. Open this. I'm gonna ignore that for a second. Bye, buckaroo. Don't worry, we got this. I'm not saving my game, though. We're going to ignore the letter. In fact, we're going to ignore most everything except this thing over here. Should I go to that thing? Nah, I'll stop here. I'll see if I can figure out the puzzle to do this, because I think... Have I done this in my save file? I don't remember. I think I remember the combination. It goes like... Alright, so if it's not that, that might be the opposite, but that's alright. I can take this. Yeah, I'll take the small key, and this is where we're going to end this off. So, now comparatively, you guys just saw that version of the game. Let me show you how the regular... Well, also, you guys have seen the chat for a second. Say hi, chat. Everyone say hi to the chat there, because we all can see it for some reason. I accidentally tried opening the wrong thing. I'm now going to open up the right thing. So now let me switch up the window. Oh, alright, I turned the audio off. Here's Close Your Eyes, and here's how it runs out to the replacement thing. I'll load up a save file. I guess this is the non-spoilery save file which I was using, so yeah. This delicious audio I get to experience for myself. The rain suddenly stopped. Ah. Ooh, this is exactly Close Your Eyes like I remember it. Ah, yeah, this is great. I'm loving this. Ah, yeah. The audio design I love so much from my own game is great. Just as I remembered it. Everything is amazing. Crispy, crackly, pop. Rice Krispies right in my ears. Yep. So crispy. It's a hologram. There's nothing inside. Oh, yeah, that sounds great. I loved hearing that. Oh, yeah, great. I'm not going to show anymore. But it's having some fun with that. Some real fun. Anyways. Roll as it goes. So, for Yai Gameworks talk, I've been meaning to talk about this. So, I don't know. Maybe I could. But then I like to play test my games a bit. It's really hard to play test Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake, where a big part of the game is the audio design, when the audio sounds like that. Because I don't know at that point if I'm doing a good job with the audio design or not. It's really hard to tell when it's crispy like that. Yeah. And apparently, it might fix itself if I make it. And in fact, let me fucking test. No, I won't test the theory right now. That'd take a little bit of time. No, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to test it. Will that work? I'm going to do a science experiment. This is for science, I'll let you know. Science is very important. So, I'm going to go to my File Explorer. Alright, and let's see. Here comes a test. A little test. Back to my home. I shall go. I go to my Steam stuff. I go to my Steam Games folder. Now, what would happen if I took Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake, the official game files, and I replaced the stuff of this folder? So this is the Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake folder here, where I've currently executed the game for a little bit. I need to, if I remember correctly, I need to take the package file. I need to replace the package file here. And then I need to go to the www folder and replace nearly everything in the www folder. Oh, wait, no, this won't make an difference because I haven't exported. Ooh, this might be an issue. This might be a problem. I realized something a little bit late, why this might not be compatible with one another. But sure. Let's replace all the files in this destination. This is a science experiment. Plain and simple. Science. Okay. Now, I'm going to see if this might not work. This might actually corrupt the whole entire game. But this is for science. Will this actually fix the issue with my audio? And will it have all my save files? And will it actually be working? So, yeah, I guess literally I did not know this, but apparently NWNet, or me replacing the .x file, is legitimately, like, you guys can see and hear the game right now, right? It is literally making the game work on Windows 10. I did not know this until now, because I haven't been able to test on Windows 10. How is Red Haze? I wonder if this is saving Red Haze on Windows 10 as well. I haven't tested Red Haze yet on this computer. I'm now very morbidly curious. How's Close Me run on Windows 10? Now I'm afraid. I'm only going to show the same stuff I've shown every time just because I don't want to show any more of this at the moment. Yeah, apparently I wasn't aware of this, but replacing the .x was literally making this game work on Windows 10, when if I didn't do this, it would have been having issues with audio. Huh. I guess there's ways to work with that, but that's going to be very, very inconvenient. Alright, apparently it's just something about this version of RPG Maker. I'm going to have to fiddle around more with it later and see if I can figure out a solution. Now let me talk a little bit more seriously for a second, though. Okay, so again, the Steam sale starts on June 25th, and all my games will be on sale. They'll be the same price that they were last March when I was holding the coronavirus sale, which means like Red Haze will be 25% off. Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake will be 20% off. Also, I'm going to mention this Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake, because I'm making tremendous progress in it, is going to raise in price pretty soon, so this will probably be the cheapest it'll be for a while. Because I'm going to raise the price by like $1 once the full remake of Close Your Eyes is out. This is not going to be the full remake of Close Your Eyes, but the update which I want to release includes the forest area, includes the return to the manor, includes 2 new locations. One is kind of a new location, one is an entirely new location. It includes the factory, and includes the endings to the factory and the runway endings. So basically, it includes all the stuff before the layer part stuff in the original Close Your Eyes remake. And Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake already has a complete remake of Girls Graveyard in it, as well as its ported Twisted Puzzle into it. Twisted Puzzle is pretty much the same, except I added an extension to the true ending and a couple minor fixes and small Easter egg stuff. So yeah. That's where it's currently at. Oh, also, I did also get started. I'm not going to show this off, but I started working on a Ghastly Tale, which is another Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake thing for later. I actually started official work on that, but I'm not going to show my progress on that yet. That's not going to be part of the next update. Just know I've started work on that. So, yeah. Anyways, I got distracted. So, I've been thinking maybe I should update one of my games before the Steam sale. Coming from a business perspective, it makes more sense for people to buy a game that's been updated normally. Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake has not received an update in a year as of this month, because the last update was during June. And there is a big update which is on the way. I've actually worked during my time of not having a computer, when I had no internet or anything. One of the projects I mainly worked on was Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake, so I made tremendous progress in it. So I do have an update that's pretty ready. It's not ready yet. There's more work that needs to be put into it, but it's closer to being done and ready, and maybe I should focus on getting that done so I can release it before the Steam sale. But then again, there isn't like heavy demand for Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake update stuff. I do want to finish it, because I honestly, if I'm going to be honest with you, I think it's one of my best games. But yeah. Rolling with it and going with it. People want a Red Haze update. I need to take off the Halloween update. And the people keep on mistaking the Backrooms Easter egg maze is like the game, which is not representative of the whole game. I'm sure you guys know that. It's supposed to be a little small Easter egg. I need to turn down that and take off the Halloween update finally. But then again, I'm not sure how to work on that on this computer is going to work. Found Horror Game 11.x needs a new update, and I've got a lot of projects in partial completion, and I'm trying to decide what I should focus on this month, because there's a lot of things I could work on, a lot of things I could finish this month. Maybe I should make this the month I finally finish Blossoming Yonder and release that. People would probably like it. I really like the game. It's a little bit hard to focus on sometimes, but I think I've got the spirit for it right now. I've been working on Indigo Stalker, which is the thing I showed off earlier, the Oeoni-inspired game. I could finish that. There's some other projects that I definitely know. Which one should I name? Which one should I go? There's a lot of projects I could probably finish if I really put my attention to them and be like, yeah, let's get this done. There's Mama's Trip to Clear Lake. I've made some good progress on that. But then I have to think, which one should I focus on? And I don't want to show all of them off to you guys. Maybe I will. Who fucking knows, really? Part of me, I do need to release a new commercial game, so maybe I should focus on that. But then maybe updating my games ahead of time would be good. Maybe instead of focusing on releasing a new game in June, I should wait for July and then focus on updating stuff this month. But I don't know. I keep on being so back and forth on this. I keep on working. What should I focus on? Right now I'm having that issue of focus, if that makes sense. So I'll ask you guys pretty directly. You guys are going to be my representative audience here. Before I continue, before I ask any direct questions, anyone have any spare thoughts about what I should focus on at this point in time? Now know this, I have not released a commercial game in a year and a half now officially as of this month. And I do need to release a commercial game for financial reasons. And there's a few commercial games I could finish if I just focused on them for the rest of this month. I could easily release one before the end of this month even. But maybe it'd be best if but then I also should update a few of the games. People on Found Horror Game 11.x side, Red Haze side, and, Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake side have been waiting. Red Haze update is further off. I've been focusing more on the other stuff. Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake is an update which is pretty far. It just needs a little bit more work. It has another week or two worth of work left before I can release the update as I want to. While Found Horror Game 11.x, I could probably finish the game in a week or two if I decide to focus on it. But then there's a lot. I also need to commercially release something. So yeah. Yonder is a new game. I could show you guys. It is true. I should probably focus on a game I could release on Steam. Yandere is probably the best bet. Actually, I have not tried running Yandere on this computer. Give me a second. I'm going to see how this one... You guys are going to stare at like an empty screen for a second, so excuse me for that. But I need to test something. How is Yandere running on this computer? Because I actually do not know. You guys are going to see a black screen for a second, and I apologize for that. But I need to test this. I haven't tested to see how Yandere runs on this computer yet, like when I'm playtesting. So let me do that right now as I take a sip of water. Okay. Games, Blossoming Yandere. You guys are going to see like the first 5-10 minutes of the game or something. I'm going to show you a little, not too much more than what I've shown publicly, but yeah. Is it running? Oh no, it's got the same issue. Ah. Why? And I know what will fix it. Ah, that's annoying for playtesting. So I'm starting to figure out what games have issues here, which ones don't. Let me test another game. I'm doing some science right now. I'm making discoveries about my own games because I haven't tested all of them on my Windows because I've been working a little bit for me. I knew about Close Your Eyes stuff. I hadn't tested Blossoming Yandere yet. There is a way I can work with it though. I do know that. It's just I'm like, The thing is that won't be in the release version because that version needs achievements too, so it'll be running through nw.s. That makes play testing annoying though. So since audio design's a big part. Okay, I'm gonna test something as well. In fact, I'm gonna do something so I'm able to test the game and see if it works like I think it's gonna work in just a second. Alright, so here comes this little silly test. The worst part is I know this is going to work, and then it's going to be like, but then for playtesting, that's a nuisance. Okay, output, Blossoming Yandere, and then I go over here. I'm doing something for a second, so I apologize there. You guys aren't like seeing much. Take this, and then not that, but then take the rest of this. Delete all of this except you. And then replace it with this. Yep, it is. I mean, I kind of know what the issue is. And it won't happen with the later... There's an interesting issue with this particular thing, because I know what's causing it, too. There's not really a fix for it, except, I guess, to do what I'm about to do anyways. And now watch, it's going to work like perfectly. Yep, it's running perfectly. So the NW thing literally fixes the game. I remember this for the future. I've learned something good about the systems here. So, again, I'm not going to show off too much, but I'll show off a little bit of Blossoming Yandere right now. Blossoming Yandere I could playtest like this, so let's see. The game uses SFX dialogue for when characters talk to you. Do you wish to keep this on or turn it off? Do you guys want me to keep this on? Like, the characters actually make little noises, but I allowed the option to turn it off because I realized it might annoy some people. Which one do you guys, the stream audience, want to see for like 5 to 10 minutes? Leave it up to the stream chat. I'll give it a second, because I know it's going to take a second for this. Alright, so I'm going to keep it on. It's on. Are you a Let's Player? Would you like to replay songs that may cause monetization issues? Keep all the music. I want the intended experience. Replay songs that may cause monetization. There's actually going to be a song in this early part that's going to make this video, which I'm streaming right now, not work out. But I'm going to keep it on. All music will play. I recently purchased an apartment online. It was the first home I'd ever bought for myself. I was happy to finally have a place of my own away from my family who weren't great for my mental health. I moved in as soon as I could and planned to never look back on that decision. From this point forward, things would be different. My life could finally be worth something. This is Blossoming Yonder. I'm happy you were able to find this place. It's a bit out of the way from town. It wasn't too much of a hassle to locate, was it? It was no trouble, thanks for asking. Well, I found it, so it's whatever. Honestly, your instructions weren't that great. I'm going to insult her every chance I have here, so get ready for this. At least on this unrecorded, I guess, example. Oh, I'm sorry. Now, as the landowner, I only have 3 policies that you must follow. Hey, this is... Oh, hi. Mina, it's been a while. This is Blossoming Yonder. It's a game which it's one of my games. I'm just kind of showing off for a second. First, don't make too much noise. You might disturb the other residents. Some of them are kind of sensitive. Second, while you're all... I'm gonna let her speak for a second. Alright. Second, while you're allowed to have pets, they must have a collar on at all times, and you must clean up after them. But you don't have any pets, so that won't be a problem. Finally, while your deposit is good and will last you for a few months, don't be late on your rent. I'm gonna let her speak for a second. You don't want to be evicted from here, do you? Be a good boy and pay your rent on time, or else. Sorry, I have to be a responsible landowner, after all. I think you'll be fine, though. If you ever need anything, please talk to me about it. I'm all ears. Your room is room 102. You should probably go and pack your things now. Oh, wait, before you go, there's one last thing I almost forgot. Whatever you do, make sure you're in your apartment by midnight. No wandering around at late hours before the sun rises, got it? Come check back with me once you're settled in. I'll be waiting for you. Yeah. I quickly finished unpacking my things. I was ready to start anew. I decided to spend my first few days here relaxing and just getting to know the area. Which leads us to this. Now there's a lot to investigate here. My work desk. I hope to get some stuff done here. My workstation, Ray, and set up. Alright, my workstation, Ray, set up and messy. I just moved in, so I don't have any work to do yet. I'm keeping an additional chair at the table in case I ever have any company. My fridge. It's nearly empty currently as I just moved in, but it should last me well. A microwave oven. I'm not going to examine everything. I've had this same microwave for ages, but it still does good by me. I'll read the journal. Actually, I'll first go outside. Hello, outside. The chair was here when I moved in. It looks old and rusty. I should take it out to the trash at some point. It's a nice sunny day out. I feel at peace here. You're also in the sky, but you know that works well enough for me. My bed. When I'm finished with everything, I can tuck in here for the night. I still need to go talk to the homeowner, though, so I shouldn't go to bed yet. Read your diary? Yes. Which entry would you like to read? May 1st. I've moved away from my parents' home. I'm happy to finally be leaving that place. Between my mother always telling me why I was going to hell because I didn't believe in God, and my dad always calling me an idiot, selfish, and yelling at me, I knew I needed to get out of there. For a long time I worked hard to be loved by them, but no matter how hard I tried to be good, it was never enough for them. I didn't believe in God, so my mother resented me. I wasn't smart enough to always get good grades, so my father was frustrated with me. Because I couldn't live up to their expectations for me, they lashed out their frustrations at me. But I don't have to think about that anymore. I found a pretty decent place to call my own. How I came about it was a bit strange. I've been posting messages online about looking for a home, and someone emailed me this offer. It was away from where I previously lived, but closer to where I worked and everything. Talk about convenient. It's remarkably cheap for what's provided. The landowner seems kind, and even the carpet and walls are my favorite colors. It's almost like this place was made specifically for me. But I won't look a gift horse like this in the mouth. This is the start of a new chapter of my life. I'm going to work hard and craft out my own future. A lamp I keep to brighten the place up. This room's natural lighting is good during the day, but I suspected that it'll be a bit dim, so I'm glad I brought this. While moving in, I stayed at some hotels, and as a result, I've accumulated some dirty laundry. I've been too lazy to clean them as of yet, but I'll get around to it soon. Probably. This way, there's not much to do in the bathroom. I'll look around for a second. The shower's a bit musty, but it's clean enough that I'm okay bathing in it. A towel I found up. I've used it once already, but can't use it again still. Everything's fine and dandy. Just my spare clothes. I keep them in this cabinet. We'll head on out. You're finished. Unpacking, right? Are you satisfied with the place I prepared for you? Again, I'm going to say all the insulting options for a second. Honestly, I'm a bit disappointed. You don't like it? Why not? By the way, if you sit on that screen for long enough, you go to the default last option, which is just saying nothing, so yeah. Lightly, but not exactly. It was actually based a little bit more on something else, so we'll talk more about that one later. The room I prepared isn't good enough for you? What are you trying to say? Well, I'll keep that in mind then. You seem just a bit drowsy. You should get some sleep whenever it's convenient for you. Feel free to walk around and get to know this place at your leisure. My home is now yours as well. Anyways, I'll head out for the night. Have a good evening. There was nothing she said. She's gonna walk away, and we also figure out what her apartment is by that. Alright, we're gonna save off here, just because this new save thing. We'll see meet the neighbors. Guess no one's home. I'm at room 103. Guess no one's home. At room 104. Guess no one's home at room 105. Stairs. The door is locked. It's alright, none of our beeswax anyways. Nobody's being neighborly neighbors to us, as it were. We're not going to bother her yet, though. I want to explore a little bit more around at the moment. The lockers are locked. None of these are mine anyways. It's a fire extinguisher. It'd be a fire code violation if there weren't a few of these around, so I'm glad to see this place isn't being cheap in this area. Let's see. A coat rack for people visiting, I suppose. I'm feeling a little bit tired, and I don't need anything from the store today, so I think I'll just stay in here for now. What's up there, Lay? This is a living plant rather than a fake one. It seems to be well taken care of. It's very healthy looking. While all the lockers are locked, one of these happen to be mine, and I do have the key for it. Check my locker? No. A dryer for clothes. Alright, we're not going to look at everything right here. It's a small rock. It's a tree. Very engaging commentary I know he's got going on here. The door is locked. It's a tree trunk. Well, actually, no, but yeah, I guess you can call it that there, sir. Head on back out. Everything's fine. So I'm not going to go further than this point. Room 101. Yes? Oh my, you've come to visit me. How thoughtful. What is it I can do for... We're not going to show anymore, though. I don't want to get deeper than that. I don't want to show too much of the game. Hello, chat there again as we go through this. So, anyways, that's the very beginning of Blossoming Yandere, before a lot of stuff happens. Can I play some music of the layer stuff? I'm really... Okay, so most of the soundtrack is not original, but I'm really happy with this game's soundtrack. Can I show a little bit of it off? I want to show a little bit. I'm going to show a little bit of music. Alright, so let me get this there ready. So this series of songs play into each other. Hi, YouTube. Yeah. I guess it starts off with this one. You guys will be able to hear it in just a second. Well, I heard that one, but... Not that one, not that one. I was really happy with how So the thing is, I don't want to post spoilers to the game, so I probably shouldn't show too much of the music, but I'm really like this game's soundtrack. It came out really good. Not that one there. That's part of the fun of it. I'm not gonna play music for too long, just a little bit. Going through it. Yeah, it's part of the fun. Just kind of clicking through it randomly, so don't mind me as I go through it. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on with the music, but I won't talk too much about it. It's fun. I think the soundtrack came out together really nicely, actually. Like, I'm proud of it. That was the title screen theme, so we'll get to that in a little bit. I'm gonna click something. I don't know what songs I'm clicking. I'm just gonna click some RAM ones. What's this one? Oh, this one. Let's click another random one. This one. Oh, we already listened to that one. That's a repeat. What about this one? That was from the opening. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, this one. We're gonna ignore that one for a second. That one. I remember this one too. This one's nice. Is this one's? We'll get to it. So I'm going to click a few more random ones. I'll click 4 more random ones. Let's see what we get. Oh, this one. Alright, I'm gonna click another random one here. What's this one? Oh, this one's a vocal one, so get ready for this one. I'll click on like 2 more. I might get repeats. Let's see. Let's click something randomly. This one. Oh, this is like almost nothing. It's like it's an atmospheric thing. All right, one more. What's this one? Oh, this one. Alright, so that's that. Now, should I work on Blossoming Yonder and try to release this month? I will say this. It will be kind of a nuisance to try and work on it while also dealing with the audio issue. Audio is I try and pay a lot of attention to audio design. I need to figure out the issue, though, in the longer term. I guess if audio is an issue, should I focus on one of the... So the reason why it's having issues is probably because of what version of RPG Maker that's made in. I have now discovered that on Windows 10, to make older games work fine... But again, why does Close Me work fine, then? Questions I have. Is it because it's not running through Steam? I'm going to try something. This is a weird theory of mine, and it may end up being false. If it ends up being true, it's actually going to save me a bajillion hours or something. Not a bajillion hours, it's like a huge exaggeration. But RPG Maker, is it because I'm not launching that? I have like 2 versions of RPG Maker installed to this computer. If I convert the Steam version, the 1.52 is running it through Steam, what's causing it not to lag? So RPG Maker MV has different versions. Currently, the version that Blossoming Yonder, Close Your Eyes Anniversary makes running version 1.4, but it doesn't work on RPG Maker version 1.6.1. Yes, Please Love My Computer Game and Close Me. They might use different versions. Is there a difference in how they run? Please Love My Computer Game has a few older RPG Maker stuff for some of its games. They were made pretty close to each other. Like, Close Me was released in August of 2018. Please Love My Computer Game was released in February 2019. So they would have been pretty close. I'm going to let this update for a second. I'm testing something. If this works, then this is going to save me so much headache. If it doesn't work, then it won't. It's as simple as that, really. Alright, so let's see. Now I'm going to launch RPG Maker. I don't think this should work. It wouldn't make sense for it to work. But I'm going to try it. And I'm going to hope and pray, because otherwise it's going to very, very much restrain what I can and cannot do here. So you guys are going to hear the audio. I could show the screen, but let's please let the title screen not lag. Fuck! No, that didn't fix it. I'll see you later there, Rogue. And hey there, Britta. Okay. So this does actually severely limit what I could work on. Now, there is a workaround because I can export the game and then test it, but that's a huge nuisance for playtesting. So I'm deciding how I should handle this, really. It's not impossible to work with, but I'm not sure if I want to tie a month-long game thing to it. Does that make sense? As in, I know I can work with it. Basically, anytime I want to play test the game, I need to export the game and then replace the NW files with the default RGMaker.x files. It's possible to work with, but at the same time, that just sounds like a situation all around, so... But hey, it's there. It's an option. Actually, I have an interesting, curious question for myself. I'll let RGMaker update. I'm going to see if Close Our Eyes, the co-op thing, does that work A-okay on this computer? Because that will mean a difference here. Let me let this update install. Otherwise, I'm going to have to stick to one of the 3D things. I'm going to have to figure out what 3D thing to focus on. Okay, so that's that. Well, not just 3D. There's like one other project that doesn't count. Or I could just make a project this month. That is actually also an option. And that would actually make me stream more and... You know what? I'm going to test something. Firstly, I'm going to test... I'm only going to show the first map. I'm mainly testing if the audio works. Why is RPG Maker VXA's doing this? It's like doing a weird thing. Well, if I want to release something this month with the extra step of progress that will slow down development, I play test my games a lot. It's the only way to really bug test and make sure like the game's working. And also, something which RPG Maker MV can do is they can update the game in the middle of you playtesting, which is this was not in VX Ace. It is a time saver and a half. It saves so much time. So, but basically, this makes it so that playtesting isn't an option until I export the game. That also means I can't make changes to the game and it'll playtesting. It'll slow down the process a lot. Like it's gonna add, I don't even know how much more time, but basically it means that anytime I make a change, if I want to see how it's executed in game, like to make sure didn't like break and everything's working and all that, I need to export the whole entire game, and then I have to edit the files and put it so that's nw.x and replace them, get the files. The process itself isn't entirely too long if I have to do it like every once in a while, but to do it repeatedly over and over again, while also not being able to play test the game and make changes to the game as I'm playtesting, will slow down the development process so much. And so if I want to release a game within this month, it does severely limit my ability and it'll slow down the process entirely. So I'm not sure if I want to like try and set myself up to try and finish a game this month, which I think will have its development slowed down. Does that make sense? I'm also going to launch RPG Maker VX Ace now, and I'm going to test it with the Close Our Eyes thing, which is the multiplayer co-op thing. This PC... Alright, so I'm going to see if this, like, does Close Our Eyes lag. Then again, this game isn't the game I'll be working on this month, because I have to take a longer... It's my first co-op game, so I have a longer period of time of playtesting co-op. I'm going to make it so you guys can see, like, just the display again. That's more interesting than the window, so there's the display again. Why is it, like, just not playtesting? Oh, no. Does this have a bigger issue? I'm going to test something. Oh, that's fun. Is that true of Is This It? No, Is This It runs just fine. But have you guys ever seen Is This It? Have I ever shown this off? Have I done a really good job at keeping this one a secret? So let's start with a familiar phone
Hey,
call.
Edmund. This is your boss, Norman. Listen, the reports you sent in today didn't quite come out correctly. Ooh, sorry, buddy. Looks like you're gonna have to do them over again. A bit harsh, but hey, I know you've got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
You always had that balding head of yours wrapped up more in your...
So I'm gonna skip this because
No, yeah, giving... Well, and if you... they were... Anyway...
hi. Dear mother, are you still angry at me? Do you still look at your son with eyes of nothing but remorse, glazed over from mixture of booze and regret? You're all I have, you're all I really have, mother. I wish I could be a better son and help you. I wish... I haven't actually ever shown this off, you're right. I've kept this one private despite the fact I've had this one for years. Well, I'm home. It's alright, things are fine and dandy. The Durnley residence. I won't enter in that yet. Crossing that road without looking both ways is dangerous, and I don't believe I have a reason to cross the road. Yeah, you know, actually I won't show off too much of the game. There's several areas you can go here. I'll just go inside the front door. A pretty potted plant. Mother really likes niceties. Oh. I won't show off too much. I won't show off too much. You can examine a lot of things here, but I'm not going to. I'm not gonna interact. I'm going to ignore. I'm going to ignore. Ignore this room. There's a lot of areas here, so don't mind me. I'm ignoring so much right now, you don't even know. I guess I can end it off here. This is a so this game started forever ago, but I still have all its files. It's a game that hasn't died stuff. Needs the backyard key. You don't say. I'm ignoring everything. Don't mind me. I won't show off too much. I'm trying to not interact with anything because I know how this game works. I'll be fine if I don't interact with anything. I won't show off too much of that. Now, this should have fixed close your eyes as well for the second. But then it needs to be true the final. This will make the co-op not work entirely is the problem. Oh, well, let's... Give me a second. Let's see how this plays out. Oh, it's right. It's because the .x changes. I know what the problem is. Well, this one's going to be fun for Windows 10 fun. I guess I'll try some stuff later with that. So this one came with the projects. They've got technical issues to work out. Everything has to be an issue right now, doesn't it? Okay, so both of those. Apparently me adjusting the Windows 10 interface is going to have some rough patches. But what can I focus on this month, which is good for this month? Is there a project I can stream development of and I wouldn't mind? Yes, but very limited. How do I word this? Do you guys know much about Sugary Sins for Fresh Girls? I won't show the game part off because it is very, very rough at the moment. But I do have stuff I can show. I also have very strange game names. I realize that sometimes when I say game names, people are like, Ryan, like, I just think to myself, like, I'm getting better at naming my games very weirdly. Anyways, Sugary Sins for Fresh Girls. Alright. Rinks has actually done a lot of art for this, and their art for it has been fantastic. Here is, once it loads up, one such piece of art. I will not show off too much. I will show off a couple, though. Here is another piece of art from this game. I will not show off too much. Here is another piece of art from this game. Sugary Sins for Fresh Girls. Yai. Another piece of art from this game. There's also sprites and other stuff done, which I will not show off too much. All the music is done, and the soundtrack is kicking on this game. I'm going to tell you that one right now. And I have a number of the sprites done. I don't want to show them because of spoilers. I guess I can... I mean, there's her. She's fine. That one was kind of the original idea, but it shifted to something else. Something a little bit more manageable. I could work on this game, is the thing. Which is partially why I'm considering it. Would I mind working on stream? That's what I'm sort of debating, though. Because I kind of like... I haven't showed this game off much, and I kind of liked it that way. The music is kicking, though. I want to listen... Let me play a couple of songs from this one, because I really like this one. There's a person I know named Hannah who actually, she both contributed some of her library to me and made a couple original songs for this project, and I really like her work. I'm going to play one of her songs right now.
Trying
trying to forget you, but in the end it's still you. You occupy my thoughts every corner and space. You got me going home, but I find myself back to you. You got me holding on when letting go's the best I can do. You got me wishing you call when by myself I feel blue.
Oh, another one now.
So I would send a lead. Naalala ka. Ulot mong pag-ibig. Hati sa'kin ang saya. Araw at gabi. Laging kasama ka.
Can you fucking believe I've put, I'm not sure if it says here, but I've put 10,000 hours in RPG Maker MP. Should I just make a game? Like, I'm trying to think. Part of me is like, oh, I could do the Ione project. But the Ione project wasn't really designed to be made in a month. Like, I know Ione in itself isn't a very complicated game. And on one hand, I do have... Oh, can I just say something? I am so proud of the monster sprites in the Ione game. Like, there's more than one monster, and I've already sprited them all. So on one hand, I've sprited all the character sprites, except for the death scenes and other sprites I need from them, and all the monsters and stuff. And they're actually great. But I don't want to like force myself to complete this game in a month. It's a game which I want to take the time on it, and that's why I haven't really announced anything on it yet. Like, you guys mind some monster spoilers for my Ione ripoff? Ione, Indigo, Stalker, fun stuff because the monsters are good. There was big help from this person named Ralph, who helped a lot. Here they come. Here comes the spoilers. Avert your eyes, those who wish to be spoiler free. Okay. I will show 3 of the monsters, which, yes, there is more than 3 before you ask the question. So we have this character some people will recognize because I've used them before. We got this lovely. Oh, wait, this lovely. I have a lot more sprites for him, too. I've got a lot of sprites for this lovely. He's a good monster. Now this is the thing which you guys just saw. It's the person that turns into this thing. She's pretty good. And give me a second. I'm trying to think of which one I want to show because there's multiple monsters. I like that one. I'm gonna show that one. Sorry, I'm being like, not the Watcher. Not you. It's you. You're the one I'm going to show the people. I'm gonna say in a really weird voice. Yeah, you. He's a good boy. He's a really good boy. Anyways. Rolling with and going with. So, technically, this game's pretty far, actually. Like, almost, not all, like, okay. Like, 70% of the sprite work is done. 100% of the music is done. I've even designed, like, the first 1/5 of the game. I just have to sort of design the rest of it. I've thought about doing demos before, and I've considered it, but there's so many things. I'm like, So this project's pretty far, but I don't want to limit myself to having it done in a month. And I want to release something commercially this month, so yeah. I think of all my characters as my children. Oh wait, can I show you? Okay. Can I show you the stupidest secret? Because this is a spoiler, but it's not a big spoiler. It's a spoiler I'm willing to spoil you guys on, is the way which I should word it. I'm not going to show off too much of Blossoming Yonder. Okay, so games, go to Indigo Stalker. Alright, so yeah, I'm willing to show this off. So here is a secret I shall show, which I made sure to put in because I wanted it to exist. I'm gonna skip all this opening text. It's a stupid secret that you guys will all know ahead of time. Nope, I can't chicken out now. I'm the one who asked everyone to come here anyway. I'm staying. I can't just leave everyone behind. I know I'm scared, but everyone's counting on me. No, I can't. You know what? Fuck this. I'm going home. Move this away for credit fund. Indigo Stalker, right? Or anyways, we're gonna ignore that. I like the song, so sorry. It's funky. Anyways, yeah. Anyways. But I don't want to put that as the project I work on for a month. Yeah. Could it be Mom? No, I don't want to work on Mama's trip on stream. I'm being bratty right now. Like, what do I want to focus on? That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to go down the list. Yeah. Alright, so games. What could I get done in about 3 weeks, give or take? There's a lot of things. But then also what doesn't have an issue with... I don't have that many projects in the newest version of RPG Maker because I was working on mostly 1.5.2, which has issues on this until I can figure it out. I know. I'm going to be a rat, not a brat. Give me some of that there cheese and I'll be set to go. Whale of Despair. That's going to have the same issues. That's not fun. Will Girls Graveyard work? I'm going to do a science experiment. I'm going to use Girls Graveyard Mystery as my checkup here. Girls Graveyard Mystery. Let's take a look at you. It's actually not glitched? Or is it because I'm running on 1.6.2 but won't do the thing where it never updates? There's a weird issue with 1.62 where it doesn't update. Should I show you guys? I'm going to show you guys a round of this. It has a little bit of spoilers, but I'll be okay. This is never before seen game. What the fuck? What? The song scared me how it played in right there. Give me that key. Pick up the key, yes. That's alright. It's far too late for me to stay up. I have too much to do. That's okay. I'll be having a good time out there. I understand. It's kind of late for some people there and things set up at the moment. I'm unpracticed. I gotta do my job and need to get the key. Yeah, okay. I should go this way. The guy's being dumb right now with that. Everything's fine. Open the key door. Pick up the weed. I need to. Also make this reveal itself. Come this way, please. Doing an okay job. There we go, and I can only... I got a strategy for this. Pick up the garbage bag, and there's the key I need, but I can only carry one item at a time, so I need to do it like this. Alright, things are fine and dandy. Put this in the garbage, yes. Take advantage of that. Give me my key. I mean, it was inspired by Girls Garden, so you know. So there's gonna be a spoiler in a second, so get ready for that. More of a spoiler than anything I've shown so far in this game, but yeah. Almost fucked that up. Go over here. I'll be fine. Da. Go up here, everything's fine, unlock the door, get to this. Help. I've got to get back to the village. We'll be fine for a little bit, don't mind me. I'm not going to examine that one for a second. I won't show too much of this off before we get into the real bits of it, so Yai. We'll be fine. I'll go this way, and then I should go the other way. Well, yes, you guys see stuff for other people, so don't mess that up too much. Ignoring that. Ignoring stuff, don't mind me. Oh, I fucked up. Alright, well that's enough showing that off for a second. Hey! Before things continue with that fun. Alright, so apparently the games work, but then I'd have to switch back and forth between using RPG Maker 1.0, and I couldn't make changes on the fly. Here's the way for me to test. This is the benchmark of me knowing if my changes stay or not. Round 2. I'm going to make a change to round 2. If the change stays, then I know things are working. If it doesn't stay, then I know it's doing the glitch, which I'm almost 90% sure that's doing, with 1.6.2, and that could work by me switching between versions, so yeah. Okay, so round 2. Yeah, okay, it's doing the glitch. So basically there's a glitch where I can't... I'll complete this round. Please find my red necklace if you may. I'll show what... Like, it doesn't update, basically, so I have to switch versions. It makes me avoid the issue, but makes me have a bigger issue, because I can't, like, update when I'm playtesting. I'll play this one for a second. Come here, berries. You're fine. Ignore that. I'm fine. There's what I'm looking for. I'm going to developer cheat my weight for a second, because I'm trying to get to something. Oh, wait, I can't... Or I can't developer cheat because of what this build is. Oh, is that what the issue is? I discovered something new that I didn't even know about this. So, on 1.6.2, it doesn't launch as a developer version on older versions. That's interesting. That's also why it never updates. I wonder if there's a way around that. I actually discovered something completely new about this version of RPG Maker by doing this. That's interesting. Ignore me, Barry. Yes, that's it. That's my red necklace. Thank you for so much, Kiki. Dear, you're a lifesaver. You have no idea how much I mean that. This red necklace is a very special ritual item. I don't know what I'd do if I lost it. Still, let me go ahead and talk to that boy for you. There is much I should tell him about our little village. Kiki, if you ever need anything, don't fret to ask me. I cherish all you do for our community, and as a personal side, I think you're very sweet. If you need anything at all, it's no bother. Let's go going then. Yeah, okay. Caution, only witches and special council-approved guests are welcome here. All of the trespassers turn back now. So yeah, I should head to my house and off to bed when I'm ready. I'll take care of the boy and get him acquainted with our ways. I'll also talk to the council tonight and convince them to let him stay for the time being. Don't you worry your little head about a thing. Kiki, you best get some good sleep tonight. You never know what tomorrow may bring. Your zodiac horoscope shows there may be hardships ahead. So it's best to just enjoy the now and not worry too much about the future. Enjoy the here and now. That's all you need to do. I hope you'll stay safe, Kiki. You've done so much. I'm not going to talk to everybody with everything that they can say right now. So this is the village hub area where you can explore and talk to a lot of people. I'll talk to a couple of them, but not too many. Wow, I'm tuckered out today. I'm ready for a good night's sleep. You sleepy too, Kiki? No. Really? Have you been getting good rest recently, Kiki? Tonight's the waxing crescent moon, so I'm hopeful I can attract some good luck. I'll probably perform that spell and then just pass out in a little bit. That's what you say. I'm gonna talk to the girl behind here. Yeah, them. Coco seems to be zoning out. Oh, it's you, Kiki. Have you started hearing the voices yet? I don't understand. That's strange. Your name has popped up a few times, Kiki. Please be careful. Ignoring you. On my way this way. Hey there, Toddy. Yo, Kiki, how's it hanging? It's alright. It could be worse. Give me a second. Came on. So that's fun. It could be worse. So listen, your old gal pal Toddy here needs to ask you something. That boy you brought back here, honestly, he's pretty cool. And I know you don't know him that well, but like, he'd be cool if I went for him, right? Like, try to swoon him with some of my feminine charm. I guess I am, but I don't know. Something about him just really makes my heart skip a beat. It could just be because there's hardly any guys that come into our village. Even if I'm bisexual, I understand there's attraction to difference, that someone can stand out simply by being different from the crowd. But I don't feel like that's it. After you left, he and I just chatted for hours. The dog's just bugging me as I'm doing this. I haven't been that engaged in the conversation, like, ever. It's not Rocket, this is clearly Toddy. Sorry, Kiki, you know you're my bestie. I always love talking and hanging out with you. You're pretty interested yourself. But this was different. I want to get to know him better. I just want to check if you were cool with that. Sorry, I probably am coming off kind of weird right now. Thanks for listening, though. You're probably got things to do, so I'll catch up with you later, Kiki. Something about this conversation made your heart sink. Have a good night, you love you, bitch. Okay, and this dude's over here. Hi, Stu. Oh, you scared me. Sorry, Kiki, I was zoning out there. I think I'm okay. I was just listening out for... Well, never mind, I'm fine, Kiki. Don't worry about me. Yeah, let's not worry about him. Hello there, down there. Also, we're gonna talk to the puppy. I didn't get much done today. Honestly, I got some cleansing in, but not much more than that. How about yourself, Kiki? Were you productive today? No. That's okay. It's good to have some lazy days. I hope tomorrow is an interesting day. Yeah. Gonna get some sleep now. I feel pretty tired. Go to bed? Whenever I'm ready, I should head back home to go get some sleep. Yes, let's go to sleep. Everything's fine and dandy, don't mind me. Can't get their attention. Kiki enters from stage left and approaches Niku. Kiki is naked, embarrassed, yet unruly. She hasn't yet embraced the truth. Everyone is there and laughing at her. It's a mockery, however, as the reality is that everyone is screaming. The screams rain in Kiki's ears. Everything was falling apart. It was for this reason that witches had lost the ability to fly into the sky on brooms. The world was losing its luster. It was rotting away. I see you as if you were my own daughter, Kiki. I want you to be prepared. I want you to be the reception of consciousness. You're truly unlike the rest, like a glistening snowflake. And just like a snowflake, you fall and eventually will melt away. But that's why you're unique. Do you hear them, Kiki? Do you hear the screams? Everything's fine. I'm not sure how much more of the game I should show off. Do you guys think I should show off a little bit more, or do you think I should stop here? I might be showing off too much. But I really like how this game's coming out, so I won't say too much about it. Just rolling and going. This is actually earlier than the first thing I showed off, if you're curious about timeline of things. Won't mess with that at the moment. To the right, to the right. A lot of things to determine. I'm going to skip over some things and yay. Everything will be fine. Shaking. I really like Girls Graveyard Mystery as well, but I don't want to run too much of the mystery. Peekaboo, excuse me for you. Don't mind me, I'm off I go. I'm gonna stop here. Anyways, hey! Higher, higher than the world. Then we'll just begin. I mean, Girls Graveyard already existed. Don't want to ruin the mystery of Girls Graveyard Mystery. Because there's a lot going on in this game. But that's part of the fun. Alright. Should I work on Dusk? Nah. Should I just... I'm so indecisive on this. I have made so much progress in so many games in the last month and a half. In the last year and a half, I have worked on so much. So much that people don't even know I've worked on. But then at this moment, I'm like, well... I'm so limited because 1.5.2 games, which is 90% of them, will have the lagging issue, which doesn't... I don't want to guarantee I'm going to work on something that will release this month, because that means the process will take a lot longer, which means I don't want to ballpark, I can get it done this month, which means the one thing I know for certain is I need to work on the 1.6.2 game. I can't even work on the Close Our Eyes thing, because that's having issues that I'd have to try and iron out first. So yeah. Which means I need to work on a 1.6.2 project. At the moment, there's only a few 1.6.2 projects. And most of them I wouldn't want to stream. Sugary Sins for Fresh Girls. I don't want to really spoil that on stream. Indigo Stalker, I wouldn't mind spoiling on stream, but that one will probably take more than a month to complete, even if a lot of the sprite work is done. It's just that the game design part will take a while. Maybe I should just make a stream game. It's been the last time I did that was Take the Dream 9. I made one attempt previously, but that wasn't even guaranteed for anything. Should I just fucking make something? I've got a lot of assets. I got a lot of things I can work on. I know some people that would be willing to work with me. Cutie is an option. I do love Cutie. Do I think I could finish Cutie in a month, though, or 3 weeks more so? Because this is the thing. I want to be done in 3 weeks. Maybe a little bit more than 3 weeks, but 3 weeks at the time I'm going to say. I could Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake would wait. I could. I want to release a commercial game, but then I guess I'll spend July updating game stuff. I didn't even release a commercial thing though. And do I want to do something I can stream, or should I just do something on my own time? It has been a long time since I've done a streamable game. Would you guys be interested in a stream game development thing? I'm working with feedback and just making something. I have no ideas off the top of my head of what this would be right now. I've got so many other projects is the thing. But then at the moment, I want to release something this month, but most of the projects... If Blossoming Yandere would have been 100% what I should have gone with if it wasn't having the dumb lagging issue that everything has. That's 1.5.2 on this version of RPG Maker MV, because that one is both pretty far along. People, it's wishlisted already as a Steam page, and I could get it done in 3 weeks' time if I wasn't having the playtest issue. Okay. Debate. Alright, so at the moment, if it's a project, which I already started, that's the problem, though. Is there a project that I can work on from 1.6.2 I think I could get done in a month? Okay, so if this wasn't, like, let's assume all my projects were working. If everything was working right now, the projects I would throw as possibilities for this. The primary one would be Blossoming Yonder. It's the one that by far makes the most sense. The second one is Mama's Trip to Clear Lake. That one's a pretty short project. I could probably get it done. To be honest, though, I have a little bit of inspiration problem with that project. Like, it's been coming along, and I like it. It's one of those projects I hit into bumps with, though. The problem is, I can't work on the 1.5.2 project and release it this month because there's too much uncertainty with the fact that 1.5.2 projects lag the hell on Windows 10. That is overall the biggest obstacle by like a long shot. And the number of 1.6.2 projects I have is very limited. Mama's Trip to Clear Lake, Feast Your Eyes, Little Marshmallow, but that one I'm not sure if I'd be finished in a month. Indigo Stalker, but that one I'm not sure if I'd be finished within a month. Sugary Sins for Fresh Girls. I guess I could work. To be honest, there's been not too much work done on this. I could stream, but then I don't. That's supposed to be a game full of secrets. Do I really want to work on Girl Fun Murder Time? Girl Toy Murder. I do have the sprites for it pretty far along. And I do like the idea. Do I think I could get it done in a month? Girl Toy Murder. Anecdote won't work right now. It's a 1.5.2 project. It has the same issue the other 1.5.2 projects will have, which is that's lagging. I want to do some stream development, though. Girl Toy Murder is an option. I'm debating if I think I could finish it in 3 weeks. I'm actually not sure. I'm very uncertain. The problem is like 90% of my projects work with version 1.5.2. And I'm not going to, the problem with doing a 1.5.2 project isn't, for a 3 weeks time thing, the playtesting issue is actually very severe issue. Basically, it means anytime I want to playtest the game, I need to like deploy the game, which means I have to like make it into its own executable file of the current version. Then I need to gut it and replace with the nw.js files. And I can't edit the game and play at the same time, which is what you usually can do during playtesting, which is an incredibly helpful feature. And you might be like, well, then don't playtest. But that's the thing. If I don't playtest, that will cause bigger problems down the line, because then a whole part of the game could be completely broken. I won't even know it. And it's a case where, how do I explain this to somebody who doesn't like know game development? Like, imagine, if you will, that you were building a house, but you were blind and didn't see the house that you were making. Like, let's say you're wearing a blindfold and you were making a house and you couldn't take the blindfold off. And so you can only feel around where you are to see how the house is. A whole other part of the house could be falling apart around you and you wouldn't know, because you can only feel the part that you're working on right now. Does that make sense? Like, everything else could break, but you wouldn't know because you're just focused on this right here and now, and you can't test anything else at the moment. That's the problem with not being able to play test. Hopefully that was good enough. It wasn't a fantastic analogy, but hopefully it made some sense. Yeah. I forgot I put Silent Hill music on here for me to, like, work with during this. I guess I could work on something if I wanted to. I can't. That's the problem. I can't. It's not as simple as someone else playtest. Me trying to get somebody else to playtest has the exact same issue as me deploying the game. Because in the end, I would still have to deploy the game and send it to them. Does that make sense? So it wouldn't save any time. It wouldn't really solve the core issue. It's the way okay. I either need to figure out how to fix MV so that it doesn't have the issue in Windows 10, or I just deal with it, but then the process takes longer, which is annoying but workable. The problem is, for a 3-week project, if I'm trying to release something within a span of 3 weeks, then there's the issue that does add time that could be spent for other things. So again, version 1.6.2 projects are the only thing that makes sense. The problem with 1.6.2 projects, I only started working on 1.6.2 projects like 2 months ago. So almost all my 1.6.2 projects are very early in development, and the ones that aren't early are still far off. Like the one that's furthest along right now is Indigo Prophecy. I was at Indigo Prophecy. I did say Indigo Prophecy. I think it's because it's called Indigo Stalker, and my mind just autofilled to Indigo Prophecy, which is the David Cage game. They don't play alike. Indigo Stalker is the ripoff of Ione. But anyways. But that one I don't want to like limit myself to 3 weeks to create, despite the fact that one is pretty far along. Almost like 70% of the sprite work is done. The entire soundtrack is done. Like 1/5 of the design, like around 20% of the actual maps are done. There's still a lot of work that needs to go into it, which is why I don't think I could finish it in 3 weeks. But it is farther along asset-wise and like design-wise, and I only started development like 2 months ago. But another month, I don't think I get it done in 3 weeks. Yes, my hit game, Indigo Prophecy. Didn't you know you're watching David Cage's stream? Wow, oh wow. Hopefully I cannot ruin a game again, which I promise weird things with. And, well, I mean, his last game was better than his previous game. So I have the theory, not even theory, I just have the opinion, I guess you could say, that his last game, which for some reason I'm forgetting the name of right now, but it's the robot one, which was actually pretty decent. What was that called? Anyways, I have the theory that particular game turned out better in spite of him, as opposed to because of him. I don't hate David Cage like some people, but like I know that a lot of the best things of the game weren't really his ideas. They were ideas of the people that worked with him and the actors and all that. Like one of the better things in the game is the relationship between Hank and Connor. Like, those two characters in that one game I'm forgetting the name of right now, which is the most recent David Cage game, which is probably his best game to date, like, actually. But then a lot of that relationship was due to the actors, and they, pushed for some things to be in the game that David Cage didn't like, but they worked really well in the game. Partially because the actors it felt like the actors kind of understood the characters more than Cage actually did, so I think they wrote, like, a lot of them. But anyways, I digress. I'm getting way off topic. Ryan, what am I gonna do with me? The only problem is the only 1.62 projects that exist are Feast Your Eyes, Sugary Sins for Fresh Girls, Indigo Stalker, Mama's Trip from Clear Lake, and Girl Toy Murder. And none of them are entirely too far. Indigo Stalker could definitely not be done in 3 weeks. I wouldn't want to rush that project along. It's also the one that's furthest along out of all of them. Mama's Trip to Clear Lake, in theory, I could do in 3 weeks, but that's assuming I have motivation for it. It's one of those projects where I can only work on it when I'm in a very specific mindset. When I'm not in the right mindset, it's kind of hard to work on it. There's some projects that just kind of end up being like that for me, and that's one of them. Feast Your Eyes, I'm not positive I could get done in, 3 weeks. Girl Toy Murder, I'm uncertain. I'm actually, incredibly uncertain on. Sugary Sins for Fresh Girls, I don't think it'd be done in 3 weeks. Can any of them be done in like 3 weeks? The only one that could is the one which I have issues with motivation on. That's frustrating. Think there, Mr. Ryan. Okay. Some people are going to be very, very mad at me, and I understand the anger. But trust me on this, I'm thinking very distinctly on this. If I was in a different position, if RPG Maker version 1.5.2 wasn't having the terrible audio issue, I would have probably focused on Blossoming Yandere, or I would have focused some more time. I guess the one that's a little bit further along, which I could have gone well with, is Dusk Golem's Anthology of Horror, because both those are pretty far along, actually. Yeah, but then I also know I start new projects all the time. So I understand, like, the Ryan, you're starting another project. I'm like, oh, but there's actually a reason here. And I promise you, well, I don't even need to promise you. I was literally just showing you. I have made so much progress on other projects recently. Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake, I made tremendous progress on. I made tremendous progress on Indigo Stalker. I made tremendous progress on Girls Graveyard Mystery. I made tremendous progress on Whale of Despair, though I didn't show that one off too much because I don't want to spoil that one. I made tremendous progress on some, like, I guess Mama's Trip to Clear Lake, though. That one is a motivation thing. But I think, realistically, I should just make a small game. I've done it before. I could do it again. And I always... And the stream will help me stick to it. I know that. The only other project that makes sense outside of this, the two things that are maybes, Mama's Trip to Clear Lake and Girl Toy Murder, are the only two projects that make sense out of what is currently available to me with the circumstance of what works well in Windows 10 since I transferred files over. And there's issues with both of those. For Girl Toy Murder, it's a stupid one, but it's a legitimate thing for me. It's one of the projects I have trouble with motivation on. I continually hit roadblocks, and then I have to take a break from it, then I come back to it, and I can get past the roadblock. It's like a project of continual roadblocks for me. And I know why. There's certain types of games which I'm happy to design. It's just that they take me some time because they're projects that I have certain motivational issues with. And I know it's because the type of game that they are. There's other games that I can work on for days and days in a row, and I'm glad to. But there's certain types of projects that I'm happy to make, but they take me longer because I have weird motivational issues with them. It's like writer's block, except for game design, I guess. Then we have Girl Toy Murder. And I'm going to be honest with you. Completely honest for a second. The problem with Girl Toy Murder is I have assets and music and an idea done for it, but the actual game part is very nothing at the moment. Like, there's a little bit. I did coding for it. So there's like basis, but the actual, like, there's no level you can play in the game right now. It's basically a new project by itself. But then again, will that be done in even 3 weeks if I wanted to focus on it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I should rush that project. I'm not sure if it'd be done by the end of June. And that's the problem with the two projects that make sense. One of them, I'm not even really sure. Like, it's not far enough along. Mama's Trip to Clear Lake is further along, and it's not a very big project. It's pretty small in scope, actually. But motivational fun. The one that would make the most... I'm sorry I'm debating so much with myself. Okay. Could I focus on it? Look, there's a mirror over there. I'm going to look at myself in the mirror. The mirror is like several meters away, but I can see myself in the reflection. Ryan, you need to release something in June. Currently, 1.5.2 projects have an issue with playtesting because you have to export them and then get their files and replace them with the nw.js launch file, because that's the way that they work fine on Windows 10. Otherwise, they have that terrible... I can even show it off for a second. Give me a second. I'll show you the fun lag fun. Because... launch this up. It's you I'm looking for. Because unfortunately, 1.5.2 files... And because audio design is such an important part of my games, and I design them so much with that in mind. Let me close this for a second. Launch that up, and I'm going to show it off for a moment. Ah, music to my ears. Ah, yes, the audio design just as I imagined it. I'll get killed. I love this. This is such a great audio design decision I decided to make on this one. I didn't get the key. I was distracted. This I can developer cheat my way through here. I'm developer cheating, don't mind me. The monsters don't activate until you get to the map, and I know a developer secret. The thing is, the game's like lagging a little bit, and there's a problem with, obviously the audio is really, really fucked up. And the thing is, like, I can still play the game, but I design horror games, and I spend a lot of time making sure the audio design works out. Like, this scene is obviously not a very big horror scene. I'm cheating my way through it, but yeah. Neato, why did I accidentally break myself on my pig? What did it do to me? It's a mystery. And the way to get around the audio glitch is to export the game and then gut the files, which means I have to like gut the inner files and replace the .exe with the nw.exe, which is another system. It's something which you have to do to give games Steam achievements in RPG Maker, because the default RPG Maker.x doesn't work well with Steam's Steam Cloud systems. Well, not Steam Cloud. It's like the Steamworks systems that they inject into it. Like the injector for Steamworks does not work well with the default.exe. So in order to have achievements work in RPG Maker, like to have the game.exe send the files back to Steam servers, be like, hey, they unlocked this achievement, you actually have to change the .exe because the injector doesn't work well in that one, and you have to have a different .exe. But subvertly, this also apparently makes the games run better on Windows 10, and I did not know that until I just recently started working with a Windows 10 computer. Now, this is not true of 1.6.2 games, which work perfectly fine on Windows 10 just by themselves. It's 1.5.2 and below, which is 90% of my projects. And for the process of trying to make a game in 3 weeks, I don't want to go through the process of exporting the game every time I want to do a real playtest session. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to get really irritating really quick, because when you playtest, you have to play your games over and over and over again to make sure everything's working. And that's fine, it's natural, but if I'm listening to crispy audio 24/7, and for horror games where I'm trying to design things with a mood in mind, that does take a lot away from the process of being like, oh yeah, this is coming out good. It's harder to tell when you're distracted by like the crispy audio type thing. So I should work on a 1.6.2 project again, but my options are limited because I didn't start working with 1.6.2 until literally 2 months ago. So all the projects with it are like at either beginner stages, or if they're not beginner stages, it's something which I wouldn't be able to finish in 3 weeks. If I port the game to later versions, there is other huge issues. Basically, like most developers can tell you, there's a lot of issues you have to iron out with the current version. There's some features that'll break that you might not be able to replace in a different way. The reason why 1.5.2 and 1.6.2 have huge differences is they're actually working on completely different graphics engines. I know when you look at an RPG Maker game, they look exactly the same. So you're like, I don't understand. How are they so different? But they're actually working on entirely different graphics engines. 1.6.2 put in a graphics engine which had more options for like deeper coding stuff and other things. So the problem is like certain coding functions that work with 1.5.2 do not work with 1.6.2 and vice versa because they're working on different like I forget the word for it, but there's a thing that makes the game display onto your screen and they both project it differently and they both use a slightly different coding language. They have issues with each other. So like here is actually the best example I can give. All right. You know, in like Red Haze or a lot like Close Your Eyes Anniversary Remake, there's the lighting system that I use, right? The lighting system with the shadows and you know the lighting system which I use, the Terex lighting system for a lot of my games. That lighting system does not work on 1.6.2. It only works on 1.5.2 games and below. The lighting system is incompatible with newer versions, and so, like, basically, to port a project up, I would have to use a completely different line system, which would, yes, completely change the look of the game, which basically means I have to redesign every single map that uses the line system, which would take a while, yes. And it would also make the game look completely different, because line does a lot, actually, but anyways, does that make sense? Hopefully I explained my side of this well, which is why I'm like, and why I don't really want to update them at the moment, and oh boy. It's a thing. I'm gonna take a sip of water here. I mean, the old Sensei Ryan talking to myself there. Move that there. Why don't really... Oh, there we go. There's my stream. I was just checking something for a second. Okay. Logically speaking, it does make sense. Yep. I get some people are going to be frustrated with me for this, and I understand the frustration completely. But both out of my own selfish desires, which I'm not going to deny, this isn't just for the good of my projects. This is a selfish desire. But also, partially because it actually logically makes sense in this instance, so I'm using it as a good excuse to get away with this. I think I am going to try and focus on a small-scale 3-week project. I have done it before. I can do it again. And I have been wanting to do a stream game for a long time. This is actually, for better or worse, the perfect opportunity for me to ride this wave. By stream game, let me explain. The last stream game I ever did was Take the Dream 9. I had done a few stream games before that. Blank Slate, which was my first game I ever released, was actually a stream game. I actually streamed my development of the original Close Your Eyes, but that was back when, like, I wasn't, like, no one. I'm still, like, popular or big or anything. I'm very small. But still. I guess, yeah, stream game. Let's make a game with the stream folks that feel like doing it. You guys feel like making a game? I should probably... Should I start a new stream for it? Nah, this one's fine. I already linked to it on things. So, guys, everyone charade me for my terrible life decisions of making the choice that I'm going to start a new game when I already have other games in the works, but I want to release something this month, and I need to make it a 1.6.2 project, so we're going to work it here, and I'm going to work on it on stream, so get ready for big spoilers, because that's what we're going to work with. I'll probably release the game for $1 to $3, depending on how good it turns out being. Everyone, do the Ryan Shuffle. Do the Demon King intro. The game all about Demon King. So right now, I have no idea what the fuck I'm making. We're going back to square one. All the way back to square one. Hello, Steam. Launch RPG Maker MV. And I'm going to sit on the screen because we're going to start off with a very important question. For starters, file new project. This is the first big question. What the fuck are we even making? Because I don't fucking know. We're going to figure that out together. Alright, so let me also say this. I actually... let me interject. Now, this is gonna make it sound like I was working towards this the whole time I was doing this, but I promise you, I wasn't. So, you guys know that there's supposed to be a Silent Hill game announcement coming pretty soon, and I know a lot of people. I believe it, and I believe it's going to happen, but it's been delayed with the PlayStation announcement. Red Haze 2, you have 3 weeks. Red Haze 2 could not be done in 3 weeks. That would be way too ambitious. Alright, so. A Haze type, the only way a Haze type game would work is if we went very small scale, like incredibly small scale. The Silent Hill event was supposed to be tomorrow, but currently it's indefinitely postponed until the world events have calmed down, because they didn't want to try. Like, it makes logical sense to me when the United States is literally having riots and voices that need to be heard, taken away from the news, or trying to host a PlayStation 5 gaming event during this just wasn't a good idea, so they delayed it. It was supposed to be tomorrow originally, but for now it's delayed until whenever they decide it's not delayed. Probably it's going to be like next week sometime is my guess. Okay, so because of my Silent Hill hype, I may have made some Silent Hill inspired music for something attached to no project. Now, I'm not trying to influence what direction we're going in, but I already have music done. No, but actually, I'm actually going to give you guys more freedom than I'm sort of like teasing, but also I just want to show off music I made, so. Let me get it out at the moment. There it is. So you guys ready to hear some music I can be proud of, which I made all by myself like a big boy? I postponed that because that was going to take too much time, but I almost wish I didn't, because the game would be very relevant. Actually, it's become more and more relevant to this year as the year has gone on. The game is going to feature... Okay, no joke. I am dead serious right now. My game idea at the beginning of the year was a future dystopian where people's identities and other stuff were controlled, and there was a huge outbreak plague going on, as well as riots and parts of the city were on fire. And that was a big part of my Twin Peaks inspired idea, which is based on a dystopian thing. And it's become more and more relevant as the year has gone on. If I had decided to focus on that game, I would have been very timely. Anyways, going on with that. Alright, so here's me being proud of music. I made like 50 tracks. I'm gonna click one of them. Somebody say a random number, and I'll click whatever one. Hopefully, it's a good one, which I made, and not a bad one. I'm gonna hope, because I didn't think all of them came out being winners. The first number I see, which I know this is gonna be like a 10-second delay from when I say it when you guys see, which is why I'm stalling a little bit. All right, 5. All right, 5 is right there. Let's see what we got. This one's really simple, but yeah. That one was okay. It wasn't one of the better ones. Some of them are pretty short, some of them are pretty long. Let's see. So you said 5. Next up is 4. Let's see what 4 is. I made these like thinking of those brief monster themes that play when like monsters walk up to you, because those were right next to each other. Okay, 13. That's a little bit different. So let's see what we got. There's not 100 or 76 of these, but yeah. Droney. It'd take a little bit to get through all of it, though. It's part of the fun, though. Another random one. At once, that'd be something. Ignore that. Let's do you next. I have some pretty music in here. I'm just not clicking any of them by chance of clicking them. I'm gonna rapidly click through some of these so Scary hear a lot of music at once. Fun, tactical act. Okay, I have some sample packs, which I sometimes use for my music along with instrumentation, MIDI composers, and other things I use. And I found the fucking sample that they used in the one Silent Hill 4 vocal song, the one that starts the song. I didn't realize this, but it's actually just a sample from one of the sample packs. And Kira uses samples in his music too. It's just a notable thing. But I was like, technically he doesn't own the rights to this because it's from a royalty-free sample pack for purchase that you got a license to use. So I could just literally do this. Because it's literally just a sample. And have a little bit of a drone to it, and another extra layer to texture it, and you're fine. Yai. Going through these rapidly. I don't think I can make a Silent Hill type project in 3 weeks, though. That's the problem. Unless, of course, I made it in some way, to make it in 3 weeks. But yeah, I just had this music already done, and it wasn't attached to anything, so. Love pretty music. I'm gonna kind of skip through the songs just because I don't want to listen to every single one I put together at the moment. Make the precise opposite of Silent Hill, but Silent Hill-esque music. I mean, maybe. I had a weird idea, but I'm not sure if it's a good idea or a right idea, which I would push to be done in 3 weeks. Maybe a stream supported might be done. There's something to think about. Again, sort of skipping through these songs. Listen to my Silent Hill rip-off music at my current level, which is not exactly like how Kira did, but that's okay. Take the Dream 10. It's finally time for the sequel. Take the Dream 9 was the last Dream game I made, which was back in 2016. Boy, does time fly. It actually started at the end of 2015, and then it was only finished by April 1st of 2016, because I took some time on it. That's interesting, Lee. I am not familiar enough with Dead by Daylight's music to make a comment, but I believe it. I see. This one gets really weird, and it uses this one was purposely a big homage because I realized I could make some similar sounding sounds. That was that one. All right. Take the Dream 1. I mean, do we really want to make... Do people really want to know the Take the Dream game? Take the Dream was not like one of my most successful games. If people want one, I don't mind making one. I actually have a Take the Dream inspired project that I've had in my head for a long time, which I want to make someday. Is now the time? The problem is that the idea is very decided. If it's a stream project, I want it to be open enough so the stream actually has a lot more involvement. I know that there's some fun to watch, but I like involving stream peeps and like decision making and wherever they want to help, I guess. Well, thank you. This one I figured out how I can make a very similar Silent Hill sounding sound. Maybe so this one may not be a little bit too close for a homage, but yeah. I saw what I did there. Before you ask, I did clean a lot of pots and other pans and other things to make these noises, then just modify them a lot. Fantastic, I know. All over with that fun stuff. Fantastic. Fun, fun. Industrial fun. There's a lot of darky, like industrial type music in this, and ambient stuff, and yeah. I know Silent Hill uses drums a lot, but drums are actually kind of hard. I'm not an expert with drum stuff, so that's why there's not too much drum stuff in this. Since I don't actually physically have drums, and making drum rhythm stuff is a little bit trickier than you might think it is, but yeah. I'm saying that because one of the things I missed a lot on in this was drum opportunities, and I know that. Silent Hill uses a lot of drums for its peaceful songs. Start clicking around. That's the one we played earlier. I've got a really dumb game idea in my head, which I'll share with you guys in a second, but I almost don't want to pitch it, because I almost want to see what the stream comes up with before I start influencing people with more than just Silent Hill music. Well, not Silent Hill music, but Silent Hill inspired music, so yeah. I have a weird idea. I almost want to share it, but I'm almost done playing the music I made, so I'm going to finish it up. My delay. But, you know. I think, yeah, there's like 3 more songs left to let these last 3 songs play, and I'll be like, yeah, that's some of the music I made when I was internetless and wanted to make Silent Hill inspired music because of excitement. There's a song that's missing, which I definitely made. Where the fuck is it? It's a very pretty song, which I made, which I was waiting for, and I was really proud of it, but it did not show up with this. Where is it? Pretty song. Where did I put you? I don't know. My pretty song disappeared into thin air. Also, this is not an original song. Every other song I just played right now is original by myself. So some of them use samples from things, but you know, if they're samples I have the license to use or whatever, they're made to be put in the music. However, this one song is not original. It's not very Silent Hill-like, but I really wanted to use it. It's by somebody who I have a lot of respect and love for. And I have the permission to use it, so I was like, yeah, I'll use it. So boss fights in these type of games are a little bit interesting. I've actually had a little bit more experience in them, and you have to kind of be creative about it, is the way to say it. It's depends on what you're aiming for. There's ways to execute boss fights even in games there's like no combat. You just have to kind of work with the mechanics of the game. Even if they're very simple mechanics, then it comes more up to design ingenuity than it does like pure anything else even. I've actually had a little bit more experience ever since that I did the Red Haze basement thing, which wasn't really well, it's kind of a boss fight, but it isn't really. But it's designed with how that game sort of works, so yeah. Now, let's actually talk. I played the music, which I wanted to play. I have, if we're going to work on something, and if we're going to put like a 3-week thing on it, there's only so much you can do in 3 weeks. But still, there's a surprising amount you can do in 3 weeks if you really put your mind to it. And another thing which I'm concerned about is I want us to pick something which hopefully... Now, okay, let me say this. Streaming is a motivator for me. I already know I'll get a lot more done no matter what direction we choose because we chose to stream it. Because, then I'm like, well, I have to impress people. Not even just that. It's just that it's, there's interest and intrigue to know that people are interested directly when you're working. It actually is a helpful motivator, you could say. And even though I'm saying 3 weeks, we could take shorter. I've made games in shorter amounts of time. The original Cutie Patootie. In fact, even the found horror game 11.x version of Cutie Patootie. Let's ignore the Ludum Dare version, which was like 30 minutes long and took like 36 hours to make. The full version, or the found horror game 11.x version, that was still only about like 4 or 5 days of work. And, people like Cutie Patootie. I like Cutie Patootie. Who here has not played Cutie Patootie? Because I might spoil it. Or I might not, depending on if not enough people have played it. And, yeah, I have a lot of ideas, and I could just develop it. The last time I did a stream game was Take the Dream 9. I like Take the Dream 9. I did a lot. I will say this. With Take the Dream 9, I kind of did everything past a certain point off of stream. I forget what was the last thing I developed on stream and when I switched over to not stream. I do know the later parts of the game were completely developed off stream, but yeah. I know you love Cutie. I love Cutie too. Cutie deserves more love in this world. The original Close Your Eyes, so let me say, the original Close Your Eyes, the Ludum Dare one was made in Ludum Dare, so it's a 48-hour game competition, but Close Your Eyes Redux, like the Steam version of Close Your Eyes, the one that was built after everything. So if you take the original Ludum Dare version, and the Redux version, and then the final expansion version, the only reason they took too long was because of my own motivation. Like, they took months longer than I expected, but it's not because the work took a lot longer than I expected. It was my motivation on it did. But I did get it finished. The actual work was probably about a total of 2 to 3 weeks of work. And that was at my skill level at the time. I've improved dramatically since then. So, scope, scale, motivation, these are all factors of this. I'm trying to think about that. So, the dumb idea I had while we were listening to the music. Want me to say it, or would you rather, I want part of this, Take the Dream 9, how we designed it, is I decided I wasn't going to come up with a game idea. I was going to talk about things that might lead people to ideas, but they pitched broad ideas, and then we went with an idea, then worked with it. The idea behind Take the Dream 9, what Take the Dream 9 became, the initial idea, which was on stream, was... It starts off like a shoddy, crappy, run-of-the-mill RPG Maker fantasy game that's cliched as hell, but slowly unravels. There's something much weirder and stranger going on under the surface. For those who have played Take the Dream 9, how successful do you think the final game was to that vision? That idea that ended up being what the game was based around? Because I want to know how well you guys think I did with that. Because that was the idea of that one. We had a lot of different ideas, and that was just the one that ended up having the popularity of the streamers at the time and the stream audience watching. Well, considering the game is kind of weird. The idea that we wanted to was to make it start off, we're seeing like a very crappily made run-of-the-mill RPG Maker fantasy game that then becomes stranger and weirder beneath it. So, yeah, pretty good, honestly. Thank you, Zah. 10 times better than it sounds. Hey, I can work with ideas. I was fooled. Oh. Yeah, Take the Dream 9... Zach, correct me if I'm wrong. Take the Dream 9 was your first Yai Gameworks game. I might be incorrect about that. I remember you around Close Your Eyes time stuff, too. Zach, tell me your Yai Gameworks origin story. I want to know. rolling with it. So, part of me doesn't want to come up with the game pitch idea because I had fun with that Take the Dream 9 thing. But then at the same time, I've got a bajillion ideas. I have one right now. But then if I say it, I'm afraid, like, will that influence the decision too much? Or should I just submit it as an idea among ideas? Just close your eyes and take the Dream 9 a second. I see. That's fun still. Let me open up a text document. Text document. Hello, text document. Yaddy hi, said the document. I think I'm going to update the stream information. I shouldn't show like that entire screen though. Well, then again, they do sensitive important information, so maybe it's fine. Whatever. I'm just gonna keep the stream here. There's enough people here, I think, to make a reasonable decision. Came here from Take the Dream 9 too. My. That's part of the fun of it. I still love the abbreviation of my mouth is a hole of dirt. Or my hole is a mouth of dirt, excuse me. Don't worry, I get confused sometimes too, even as a developer, because you think it's my mouth is a hole of dirt, but it's my hole is a mouth of dirt. I thought for a long time it should be one or the other, but my hole is a mouth of dirt just makes it's more pleasant to say out loud. Yeah, hey there, Akira. Makes channel fun. You know, I have such a hard time. I actually need to message Manly and some other people to play my Hole's Mouth of Dirt. But I have such a hard time getting people to play my video games. And when they do play my games, I have like the worst luck in the world. I am never going to forget when Markiplier played Found Horror Game Love.x. When I woke up to the news that he played it, even before I saw the reaction, I was like, oh no. Out of all of my games, that is the last one I would want him to play. And indeed, it was a bad idea. Anyways. Pat. That's okay, they're Akira. It's a fun acronym for me. Okay. So, let me lay a... We're going to start talking about this project right now, okay? I'm going to lay a choice in front of you. You guys ready for a very important choice? And I think I know what's going to win if I leave it to a vote. So I'm not going to leave it to a vote. I'm going to leave it to a discussion to convince me, the man with the plan, who doesn't actually have a plan right now. And my mother, Grayson. So here comes the first important decision, which I stupidly am making before anything else. Now, what we should probably do is come up with ideas, and then I tell you guys this. But I'm going to do the opposite of what I should do, because I think it's more interesting. We ready? Because here we go. Or maybe, would you guys be okay with hopping onto a new stream? Because I'm going to do something. I think I need to lower the latency. YouTube has a low latency option. The problem is it has no rewind, but that's okay for this. But I think I need the response time to be faster. So I think I should stop this stream and start a new one. Stay in the chat. I'll link to the new stream. Is that okay with you guys? So stick in the chat for a little bit. I'll get the new stream going. I realized I should probably do this because, well, there's a few reasons, honestly. But yeah. I'll try and link to the new stream. If you don't see the link, go to my YouTube page and refresh. It'll pop up in like a minute. So hold your horses. It might even just transfer you automatically to the new stream. Sometimes it's weird like that. We'll see what happens though. Okay. So if you stay in the chat for a second, and if you don't like, if the chat ends or something, then just go to my homepage and you'll see it in the section that shows streams. I'm going to make a new stream because I'm going to try and turn the low because then the delay in low latency mode is only like 3 to 5 seconds as opposed to like where we're currently at, which is like 10 to 20 seconds. And that'll help a lot with me asking these questions. So hold those horses, please. We're starting a new stream. Here we go.